welcome and good evening. This is the cyber part of Tigray. We are having a quick and sort of emergency catching up to do. You most likely will hear a little bit background sound. That is my Tigrinya music until we get our folks join us. But I'm going to slaughter the name again. So, Imna Are. Imna Are. Okay, so I am going to let you do another introduction tonight, and the goal is to try to bring you back as much as possible because in our last discussion, I got a lot of contacts saying, "Hey, we want him back again. We appreciate." So that's the English version. But before you introduce yourself, let me say this to our English audience. Occasionally, we're going to jump in and add Tigrinya, as this is a bilingual station that we are trying to share our information to the audience, those who are English speaking and also those who are Tigrinya speaking. Tigrinya is the native language in Tigray, which Tigray has been under Ethiopia or part of Ethiopia. And we have an official language called Tigrinya. So Tigray is the region, Tigrinya is a language, just for those of you. And for our Americans and worldwide friends who tries to pronounce Tigray, it's not Tigray, it's Tigray. R-A-Y is pronounced as Rai, so Tigray. With that, I'm going to do a quick introduction in Tigrinya to our folks who are here so they understand why we are speaking in English. ኣብዚ ተሰማዕና ዘለኹም ኣሕዋት ይቅርታ ገበሩና ያው መብዛሕትኡ ለማዓንቲ ምሸት ጋሻና እምነ ዓረ ቀሪቡና ዘሎ ብእንግሊዝኛ እቲ መብዛሕትኡ ዓለም ዝኒሄ ዝከታተል ዜናታት ናሃትና ብእንግሊዝኛ ሕፅረት ስለ ዘሎ እንግሊዝኛ ቋንቋታት ብዙሕ ተዛራቢ ስለ ዘሎ በተለይ ኣብ ስደት ዝዓበየ መንእሰይ ደቂ ኣንስትዮን ደቂ ተባዕትዮን ተጋሩ ኣብ ስደት ተወለዱ ተጋሩ ቋንቋም እንግሊዝኛ ንሳቶም ከመይ ጌርና ናይ ትግራይ መፅኡ ዝኒሄ ቃልሲ መከራ ከመይ ጌርና ክንተሓብሮ ሓሳባት ክነቕርበሎም ስለ ዝኾንና እዩ እቲ ብእንግሊዝኛ መብዛሕትኡ ንገብረና ያው ከምዚ ቀይርካ ይብለኩም ካሊእ ከይመስለኩም ስለዚ እቲ መድረክ ንዝሓውና ክንህቦ ኢና ንሱ ድማ ብክልቲኡ ብእንግሊዝኛ መጀመርታ ካብ ብትግርኛ ገልፀልኩም እዩ ዘርና ግን ናብ እንግሊዝኛ ኢና ክንቀርብ እቲ መሽረፈት እውን እንታይ እዩ እዩ ዘሎ መሽረፈት ኣሕመድ ማለት እየ ኣብ እዩ ጠፊኡ እንታይ እዩ ፀገም መፅኡ ገለታት ዝበሃል ወረ ሰሚዕና ኣለና ኢና ንሳቶም ንፈልጦ ነገር እኳ ብዙሕ የለን ግን እቲ ሓሳባት ቀሪቡና ዘሎ ሓደ ሓደ ነገር ዛዕባ ንሱም ክነቕርበልኩም ኢና ኣብቲ መጨረሻ ኻ ብትግርኛ ክንዓፅወልኩም ኢናና በቃ ንክትከታተሉና ብክብሪ ንዕድመኩም ኣብ ሳይበር ፓወር ትግራይና በልቀፅል ሓዋይ ብእንግሊዝኛ መጀመርታ ካብ ብትግርኛ
Thank you, brothers and sisters in the audience at home. And thank you, Mike Kasao, my host on Cyber Power of Tigray. Yes, as you have said it, we are trying to address all our problems, the whole world, because we need to be heard by the people of the world. We are part of this nation, this globe, and one of the language we have to use is English. Number two, I do it intentionally. I do it intentionally because I want to make it political. It's a political issue. I don't like or I don't want to speak Amharic, even though it was one of the official or working language in the country called Ethiopia, Federal Republic of Ethiopia. But since we start like opposing the oppression, opposing the dominance of the so-called Ethiopians per se, actually they are not Ethiopians, they call themselves Ethiopians. Since we start the resistance, I have intentionally started not to speak Amharic. Rather, I will consider my home nation, my second home nation, America. My first home nation is my birthplace, Tigray. Tigray, it has its own language, it has its own culture, it has its own territory. It has its own history, and it has its own economy. So Tigray has been an autonomous nation. Has been an autonomous nation for a long, long time. It had the richest history in East Africa is Tigray. But we Tagaru, for some reason or another, we were weak, and we didn't exploit our position in East Africa, and we were not that much effective enough. Rather, we were intermingled with the so-called Ethiopia. So as of now, it's not only preference, it is a must for me and people like me to talk in Tigrinya, to think in Tigrinya, to work in Tigrinya, to work for Tigrinya, and to make Tigray an independent nation. Therefore, to make Tigray an independent nation, I have to start building from the ground up, which is speaking and living as a Tigrayan. The other point you have raised is the difference between Tigray and Tigray. A lot of people confuse it. We were not that much active in addressing the difference. Actually, Tigray has got a derogatory meaning. It is an insult. When they want to insult Tigray or Tigrawati, they call it Tigray. The meaning is simple. It means under my foot. The chauvinists or the Shawan politicians, they call Tagaru or Tigrawati Tigray. And there is another name called Tigray, which is part of Eritrea, and this is a subgroup or sub-nation in Eritrea. That's totally different. So we Tagaru, we're not Tigray. We are Tagaru, Tigrawai, Tigrawati for a woman, and Tigray nation for the nation, and Tigrinya is our language. And Tigrinya is our language. And it has a long history. It has a long, very, very long history. And in a lot of religious books and historical books, our second name is Agazian. Agazian or Agaze, which means free people. We were called Agazian, but the name Agazian is most of the time related to Christianity, Orthodox Christianity, which sometimes the other religions make them feel a little bit pushed away. So we don't prefer to call ourselves Agazian. But even Agazian, even the Muslims themselves, before they accept Islam, they were called Agazian. So either we are Agazian Tagaru or Sabian, and Sabian is our third name. So, and we have to say these things clearly and just straightforward. We don't have to hide it. It's us. We are Agazian, we are Tagaru, we are Tigrayans, and we have a nation called Tigray, soon to be independent from the so-called Ethiopia. So this is what I want to add. After I said something in English, I wanted to address it in Tigrinya, and I apologize for those of you who might not speak Tigrinya, but part of our struggle, I would like to say, please try to learn Tigrinya. It is your pride. It is yours. እዚኣ እናበልኩ ዝቕፅል ብትግርኛ ንእሽተይ መግለፂ ደልታዩ ዘሎ ሕዚ ዘለናሉ እዋን ንሕና ብትግርኛ እውን ብእንግሊዝኛ እውን ነቕርቦ ዘለና ምስ ሓዊ ማይክ ካሳሁን ኣብ ካልኦት ሚድያታት እውን ኣብ ብትግርኛን ብእንግሊዝኛን ንገብረሉ ዘለና ሓደ ግቡእ ነገር ስለ ዝኾነ እዩ ካልኣይ ድማ እንድሕር ደኣ ፖለቲካሊ ዕዉታት ክንከውን ኮይና ብውነ ወይ ከዓ ብኽውነት ክንገብሮም ዝግብኦም ነገራት ኣሎ ኢለ ዝሓስብ ትክክል እውን እዩ ስለዚ ሃገረ ትግራይ እንድሕር ደኣ ክንውንን ኮይና ትግራውነትና ደኣ ክነፅንዕ ኮይና ብቋንቋና ክንዛረብ ብቋንቋና ክንሓስብ ብቋንቋና ክንፅሊ ንትግራይ ክንሰርሕ ንትግራዋይ ክንሕግዝ ኣብ ዝኸናዮ ትግራዋይን ክንጨኑ ክንክእል ክንእልን ዓለም ክፈልጠካ እንድሕር ኮይኑ ኣብ ሃገር ክትምስረት እንድሕር ኮይንካ ዓለም ኣበይ ኣለካ ኢልካ ክደልየካ ኣይትኽእልን تجراوي مخانك اختفلت تكلل لذي نحنا تجارون ديا سنفنا نايس كحزن قدا غيرنا ኢትዮጵያ بتبحال حجر خطقمنا بزي تخل حجر اياتنا اسكع زقرب اوان اباطي حيلم بمترافو زغبر صعر بمولو موقع بترنا خوينو سلازترف نحنا مننتنا خنص يغبا زقبال كلو تعبيت ادلاي زي كونه صليت اكل اسم نغبر يكون بعلنا نكون نات قوا نغبر زبنا بعلنا بعلها مخان كم يغير كامسا مجمره بقنقه خايزر كاو مايك حاوي زلعل حنت نتبل تيغراي زبحال سب بزح غزي خاب قنعنا وي كاخاخانا وي كالنت سلازي ندهبولم ترغم سلازلهم كفتو حز تيغراي كلنا خلو زح امحرا كنت انت تيغراي كلك خلو زخور تيغراي وحيتنا انا سوق فرحديو بعد ساده متمانديو ويس صوارنت كردنا يخل انا صوارنت يالي ابز عند امريكا دي سمكا بتخكل نقصعو كمي غير كابننا تغبرو يلوم يحطوا تايزي ريسبكتي وكها سلازا خبركاي نسخام كتخبرو سو خبركا سلدلهم اللي حتك حادم حرنيا تزارباي سو وكافتا ايتيبيا زبال الفلسف تግራዋይ دي زبال تخكلنياس تግሪ يلو يحتك سلاز فلطو تግሪ يلوم صوع تግሪ الكا خصوعنا يدلك انا تبع على الكا تملس قبكا صات لمن تاع مالتيو ابز عد امريكا حزنا اونت بان زجمر صلمت زي فتوى
You call me. I was getting ready to say that.
Okay.
Yeah? So I'm gonna like go back and forth. Okay, so I apologize, my brother, but let me say this. I'm a big time Black Lives Matter movement protester here. Okay? I've been at it. Okay. So when a white woman or white man says a nigger, I want to punch them. And they say, well, how come you guys can say, but we can't say? Like, first of all, we don't say nigger. We say nigga. Big difference. And second, that is derogatory. So when I hear someone, the Amhara, saying Tigray, that's just, they're calling me a nigger. Go ahead. So anyway, I had ready for that, but
يا قدر افتنا انجليزኛ አንተ ዋይ ደለኹ ምክንያቱም ብዙሕ ግዜ ሚስኮት ስለዝገበሩ ናፍትና ይጸልም ብዙሕ አክቲቭ ስለዝኾንኩ ብኽፉ ከይርድዎ ስለዝለ አይን ወይ ናፍቱ ናይ ናሰብ ሙዛ እቲ ቃል ተጥቀም ከለኻ ጸሊም ዝኾነ ኦብጂ ማይክ ዘሎ አፍንጮ ይዘዕንሶ ምንም ዝሕተው ነው ይقرብን
That's right.
there is no way ምንም ተአምር ምንም ምክንያት የለን ኮሜልካ ክትጽውዕ እዚ ትግራዋይ ሓደ خلاص ሓደ ዘይረብሕ ጋጋዓ ማሓራይ መሲዩ ትግሬ እንትለካ ከሎ አይቱቃ የዳህ ወላይ ተቆርው سمع تحاوي تجري ايكون كن زبال انا تجراواي يبال تجراي تبال عدي تجرينيا يبال قنقاي الكا مملاس غبو ነገር خورا ገለመለውና ይል እዚ ዝገብር ግን እዚ ትግራይ ትረኒኻ ንምንታዩ አፍተመነት ካብ ምስአን ኮኑ ክል ካብ ፍርሕ ኮኑ ክል ወይ ካብ ልምዲ ኮይኑ ኮኑ ክል ግን ንሕን አነ ዘለኹ ታሕዚ بونا نእተው بونا ክንአቶም ዝግባእና እንታይ እዩ ደቀቅቲ ዝመስሉ ነገራት አለው ትርጉሞም ዓብይ ይዝተ ስለዚህ አካል ተቃል ስለዝኾነ ኣብዚያ ተድቡ ትግርኛ ንሕሰብ ትግርኛ ንጸሊ አለው ሕዘ ቅሽተ ኮይኖም ትግርኛ ክዛረቡ ጸኒሖም ተመይሰሎም ሓሪና ተኸለጥ ዋይ ንምንታይ ታይ ትጥሙ ካውዛም ሓርኛ ቋንቋስ እንታይ ኢኻ ትርብሕ እንተልኩምኒ አነ ነግሮም ግልጽ ነግሮኩም ነው አምሓርኛ ንሕሜት ጽቡቕ እዩ ንዕጥራን ጽቡቕ እዩ ናይ ድሕረት ቋንቋ ደኣምበር ናይ ቴክኖሎጂ ኾነ ናይ ሳይንስ ኮነ ምንም ትርጉም የው ካብዚያን ዝሓለፋ ኩለን በመሓርኛ ዝረባ ድራማ ዝስራሕ እኮ ዓድና ድራማ ትስራሕ ትረክሞ ኮንኩም ብናይ ጻዓዱ ዝረኣይዎን ፊልምታት ተተርጉመን እየን ዝጽሓፍ ኦሪጂናል ካብ መቦቆል ካብ ማሕበረሰብ ዝፈልፈለ ሓንቲ መጽሓፍ ደኾን ነራ ማሙድን ዝባሉ ጸሓፍዋ ናይ ጎጃም ባህል ተንጸባርቕ እምበር ዝበዝሕ ኣብ ኢትዮጵያ ዝስራሕ ድራማታት ብሙሉ ኮፒ ተገበረ ስለዚህ መሰረት ይው ካሊ በመሐርኛ ዛረው ከሎ ንሳት ከም ዓቢ ነገር ዝስልዎ አራዳ ነው ቅፈላ ምናምን ዝልዎ መጥ አራዳነት ቅፈላ ግዛዕ ዝበሃል ታይ ማለት ተሰክሩ ዕጥራን ሽርሙጥና ሕሶት ምትላል ማለት ቃል ነገር ነው ትክክለኛ ቋንቋ አነ ብናህቲ ትግርኛ ሕዝ ትግርኛ በጣም ራፊ ይሉኻ ራፊ ዝልዎ ዘሎ እንታሰብ ሓቀ ስለዛ ትግርኛ ክዛረብ ከሎ ባይ ዘ ወይ ቋንቋ ክንዛረብ ከለና ብቋንቋ እናሓሰብካ እንድሕር ኮይኑ ብትግርኛ እናሓሰብ ክዛረብ ከለካ ንሕዚ ስትሬት ፎርዋርድ ብቀጥተኛ ንብዙሕ ሰብ ዋዕታ እዩ ዝብለና ዘሎ የዳናገፅ ኦኬ በአማርኛ ክትዛረብ ከለካ ዲሰፕቲቭ ማዕሸዋ መታለሊ ስለዚ እንታይ እዩ እቲ ንዛረበሉ ቋንቋ ብትባህሉ ንሱ ኮንካ ስለተዛረቦ ትርጉም እውን ኣለዎ ማለት ብትግርኛ እናሓሰብካ ብዛዕባ ናይ ፖለቲካ ኢትዮጵያ ክትዛረብን በአማርኛ እናሓሰብካ ብዛዕባ ናይ ኢትዮጵያ ፖለቲካ ክትዛረብን ኣፈላላይ ኣሎ ንትባህሊ ኢኻ ትመስል ንቱ ቋንቋ ኢኻ ትመስል ስለዚ እንተሓሰኻ እንተዕሸኻ እንተታለልካ እውን በአማርኛ እስካዕ ዝኾነ እዋን ምንም ኣይፍለጠካን ስለዚ ዕሙቕ ዝበለ ትርጉም ስለ ዘለዎ ትግርኛኹም ሕሰብ ትግርኛኹም ጸልዩ ትግርኛኹም ንትግራዋይ ሕሰብ እዚ ዘርኢ ኣብነት ይኮን ሕያዋይነት ምድጋፍ ካብ ስድራኻ ካብ ገዛኻ ንስድርኡ ንቤተሰብ ንናይ ባዕሉ ዘይኮነ ሰብ ንኻሊ ኸውነ ይኽእል መስዕቕ ሰብ ኣነ ዝሓለፈ ኣቕሪብካ ለነርካ እዚ ትሮንግ ጌጋ ዲ ከምስሩ ከምዚ ፈደራል ብጓሮ ምልክዓት ጌጋ እይለይኩም ትሓስባ ፈደራላዊ ስርዓት ወያናና ምፍታኑ ጌጋ ይኮነ ንዘይርዳእካ ማሕበረሰብ ግን ከምኡ ኢልካ ምልክዕ ትርጉም እንታይ ተመሊስካ መቕተልቲ ማእሰርቲ ሞት ስም ጸለመ ኤቭሪቲንግ ኣብቲ ሰዓት እዚኣ ይበፅሐና ነዊሕ ሰዓት ሒዘካ ኣለኹ እዚኣ ናላ ቀፂልና ብእንግሊዝኛ ና ክንገብሮ እዩ እቲ ኩርሓውና
ይብልካለሁ ትክክለኛ ይብልካለሁ እኮ በትግርኛ ኣነ ንባዕለይ ንእሽተይ ምንባብ ጀሚረ ኣለኹ እኮ ትግርኛ
ግርም ፅቡቅ
እና ኣፅረ ቢልካ ናብ እንግሊዝኛ ቅድሚ እታውና ያው ኣሕዋትና ትልጥፍዎ ዘለኹም ጥያቄታት ኮነ ሓሳባት ኮነ እናመረፅኩ ያው ከቅርበሉ እየ ንሓውና ስለዚዩ ብክብሪ ብስነ ስርዓት ብትሕትና ጥያቄ ጥይቁ ኣሕዋት ተልኹም ብእንግሊዝኛ ተልኹም በእንግሊዝኛ ብትግርኛ ተልኹም ብትግርኛ ጥያቄ ተቅርቡልና ዳሕራይ እዚ ስልካ ስነ ስርዓት ዘይብሉ ምፅራፍ ገለታት ኮይኑ ግን ንሱ እግኖርና ገበርና ናብቲ ሞያና ክንኣትወሉ ብዙሕ ጥያቄ ኣለና ኢሎም ማዓንቲ ከም ዝበልኩም ትመሽረፈት ኮለይ ገሊኦም ናብ ኢታሊ ከይደ ኣሎ ክሕከም ገሊኦም ከዓ ሞይቲ ገለ ይብልና ኣሎ እሞ ንፈልጦ ነገር ብኡ የለን ስፔኪሌሽን ስለዝኾነ ግን ዛዕባ ንስም ክነውግዕ ኢና ያው ዜናታት ካሊእ ከንታይ እኒሄ እኽልታት ካብ ኣዲስ ኣበባ ይኸይድ ኣሎ እናበለ ፕሮፓጋንዳ እናመሓላለፉ እቲ እኽሊ ከዓ ናብ ሻዕብያን ናብ ኣምሓራን እናዞሩ ይወስድዎ ከም ዘለዉ ብህዝብና ይቆልሉ ከም ዘለዉ ናይ ዓለም ሕብረተሰብ መንግስቲ ኸ ንምንታይ እዩ ህዝቢ ኢትዮጵያ ትግራይ እናተወደአ እናሳዕስዐ መንግስቲ ዘየለ መንግስቲ ኣሎ እናተባሃለ ንምንታይ እዩ ፀገም እዚዩ 80 መዓልቲ ሙሉእ ህዝቢ ትግራይ ብጥሜት ሒዚ ብኩናት ዝቀተልዎም ዝሓረርዎም ከያክል ሒዚ ከዓ ብጥሜት ይቅትልዎ ኣለዉ ህዝብናና ንምንታይ እዩ ጥያቄታቶም ክነቅርበሉ ኢና ንሓውና ብትሕትና ንዕድመኩም ኣሕዋት ሒዚ እቲ ፕሮግራምና ናብ እንግሊዝኛ ክቅየር እዩ ይቀኒየልና so we have a lot of topics that we want to cover of course many of our diaspora have been fighting. I believe in my meeting yesterday, I was told that over 20 million tweets about Tigray has taken place so far. Over 20 million. That's incredible. That is amazing. In fact, we actually successfully shut down certain hate group who are publicly, vocally speaking directly hate towards Tagaru, towards Tigray, and posting violent photos of our leaders who were assassinated by Mulu, the handpicked Tigray leader, who, by the way, I heard today, I don't know how true that is, has actually submitted a resignation letter. So I also want you to cover that. But before we get there, I would like to share with you and the audience a hate speech by the Amhara, by someone who actually resides, I'm told, in Dallas, Texas. This guy has been speaking why Tagaru death, the children of Tigray's death, for him is a success. So I'm going to let the audio play and then I'll let you have your say.
የትግራይ እናቶች ሊያልቁ ነው እያላችሁ ነው ዘራፊ እና ሽፍታ ነው የሚያመርቱብን እነሱ የሚወልዱብን ቢያልቁ ምን ችግር አለ ምን ያረጉልናል ስለዚህ የትግራይ እናት አለቀ ብትለኝ ምን አገባኝ ነው የምልህ ለምን መሰለ አለቀ ስለ ዘራፊና ሽፍታ ልጅ መውለድ ያቆማሉ። ለኛ ለአማራ ህዝብ በተለይ ድል ነው በረሃብ ካለቁልን እየተባለ ያላችሁ በረሃብ ካለቁልን ጥሩ ነው ለአማራ ህዝብ። ትግሬ በረሃብ ማለቁ በጣም ወሳኝ ነው። ትግሬ እኮ ተዳከመ፣ ትግሬ በረሃብ አለቀል ማለት እኮ ሽፍታና ዘራፊ ልጅ አይወለድም ማለት ነው። አንዳንድ ዲቃላና መሐይም ሰዎች የትግራይ እናቶች ተራቡ ትላላችሁ። እንደውም የትግራይ የወሮበላ በረሃብ ቢያልቅ ለአማራ ህዝብ ለኢትዮጵያም ሸክም ነው፣ እፎይታ ነው። ጎበዝ ጠግበው ሊጓጉን አይችሉም ከራባቸው። ጠላት ሊሆኑን አይችሉም ከራባቸው። ካለው ኃይል አይኖራቸውም ከተራቡ። እንደውም ከመገብካቸው ገና አማራን ለማጥፋት ይዋጓል። አትጠራጠር። ቢቻል ትግሬን ከክልላችን ማስወጣት አለብን። የልቁንስ የትግሬን ንብረት በሙሉ ትግሬ የተባለ ንብረት አማራ መዝረፍና መውረስ አለብን። ያንተ ንብረት ነው፣ ባንተ ላይ ነው ያፈሩት። ውረሳቸው ይልቅ አበራቸው።
So, I mean, that I don't need to ask you a question, but can you help us to understand? I'm going to give you an opportunity to respond to what he say. I actually want to replay because there's actually caption on the bottom. When I played it earlier, I didn't have it fully zoomed, so it didn't show the caption on the bottom. So for that purpose, I'm going to replay it, but explain to the audience how disgraceful and disgusted this man is, talking the death of Tigray people is his happiness. Eliminating the Tigray people is a success to the Amhara, and they expect us to be positive and respectful to them. Please go ahead and have your say.
Yeah, actually, not only to the audience, but specifically, I want to address this guy's stand to those Tagaru who told us, or who tried to try to tell us that it's not the people of Amhara who are against Tigray, but a few individuals. They have that excuse, which is killing us over and over. Our own people, our own Tagaru, do say there are only few people, or elite, they call elite Amhara are the only. Assuming this guy is not an elite. He's not an elite. He's born and raised in Amhara, yes. He called himself Ethiopian. He lived in the United States. I believe in Dallas, Texas. And this is a good example. This is a good litmus paper for us how these people think about Tigray. Now, assuming whatever he said, I don't want to repeat it, but this is a clear message. There is such type of plan within the government machinery, because this guy is the product of the Amhara people. Is the product of the false, the bad, the rotten Ethiopianist nationalism. The Ethiopian nationalism, which is identically the same to that of the German Nazi nationalism, which went against the Jews. That's not different than that. These people, they are the product of the people. They are the product of their upbringing. And they are saying it in media while living in Western world with confidence, with no remorse. He is saying word by word, the death and extermination of Tagaru mothers by hunger and famine is actually a success for the Amharas. And he again said that Amhara have to confiscate and take all the wealth and the properties of Tagaru and make them weaker. And he extends, the weaker the Tagaru are, the successful the Amhara will be. Therefore, he is measuring his success on the death and destruction of Tigray. That's what we were saying exactly many years ago, again and again. Ethiopia became a country, Ethiopia became successful on the death of Tigray. They created a division between northern and southern Tigray, which is now the new Eritrea, which is the extension of colonial rule, Italian colonial rule, and Tigray under Ethiopia. They divided it. A war started by Menelik II. And whatever Menelik did 130 years ago is exactly happening now. They have been killing, raping, destroying Tagaro and Tigrayan properties. They were slaughtering innocent people in daylight, in markets, and wherever they found. So exactly what he's saying is the product of his people. Actually, and the people of Amhara, if you go to a regular person, if you ask them about Tigray, he will answer you exactly what this stupid guy is saying. So it's not the elite problem. It is the people's, it's a backward people. We are saying it again and again. Ethiopia, number one, is a fake name. It made its existence on fake narrations. It's a rotten country, cannot be a democratic country. It cannot even rule by dictatorship. In either way, that country cannot be a country at all. It has to be destroyed. It has to be dismantled. Therefore, my point is, I'm trying to address to those soft Tagaros. I'm not talking to anybody. You soft Tagaros. If you don't defend yourself, you're not going to make it. I'm not saying go and kill Amharu or do this and that or exterminate other people. No, I'm not saying that. Whatever I'm saying is, know the level and the depth of the problem. It is not the problem of the elites only. It's not the problem of us, Tagaru, being part of Ethiopia. We have tried a lot. We have paid a lot of price. We have done more than enough. We were the most nicest and accommodating people in Horn of Africa, or in particular in Ethiopia. But on the other side, all you can see is hate and whatever he's saying, propagating destruction and extermination of our own people. Tagaro. So, any Tigray, I don't think he's going to claim or defend that we have to be an Ethiopian and we will be good by being Ethiopian. No, we're not. Therefore, this guy is a product of whatever the fake country we have, the rotten country we have, which have started from nothing, from false narration, from false history. And we ended up talking about these morons and stupid guys. So I'm sorry, and I'll give it back to you, brother.
I appreciate that. So I guess, quickly, how do you separate him between the Amharic KKK of Ethiopia and the white KKK in Europe and America?
It's much worse. Actually, these people are much worse. What makes them worse is whatever they do, there is nobody who can defend it. There is nobody who can identify and prosecute them. Actually, the KKK in the United States, there are people who stand for the truth, and the law sometimes works. So we can say the KKK are the very minority in American Constitution or somewhere in Europe. These people are one of the majority in not majority in considering the whole country, but there are a sizable number of people. For example, if you go to Amhara, people, they call themselves Amhara, actually Amhara, they claim there are 35 to 40 million people. Out of the 40, the majority of them, they have the same mentality. Therefore, you cannot exercise rule of law on those people. Nobody's going to listen to you. So when you consider it, the case in Ethiopia, they are actually much worse than the KKK in the United States. KKK in the United States, they are very few in number. They cannot even do anything. The people will stand up, they cannot.
And you pointed out that when they give a hate speech, they're actually prosecuted. There's actually
they got prosecuted, yes.
A federal crime in the United States that when you do hate speech, so which is actually, I want to play it real quick because what I'm hoping is our fellow Tagaros in Houston, Texas, where this guy resides, can actually file a report within the local authority and have this video be reviewed by them, because he is resident of the United States, and there's a constitution that a hate crime, a hate speech actually is a crime, not a, there's a difference between a First Amendment right to freely express your feelings and a free speech, but that does not constitute a hate speech. So because there is the translation on transcript on the bottom, for those who don't understand Amharic, I'm going to replay so that they can see the actual, what he's saying that's already been translated.
Yeah.
የትግሬ እናቶች ሊያልቁ ነው እያላችሁ ነው። ዘራፊ እና ሽፍታ ነው የሚያመርቱብን እነሱ የሚወልዱብን። ቢያልቁ ምን ችግር አለ? ምን ያደርጉልናል? ስለዚህ የትግሬ እናት አለቀ ብትለኝ ምን አገባኝ ነው የምልህ። ለምን መሰለ አለቀ ስለ ዘራፊና ሽፍታ ልጅ መውለድ ያቆማሉ። ለኛ ለአማራ ህዝብ በተለይ ድል ነው፣ ድል ነው። በረሃብ ካለቁልን እየተባለ ሪ ያላችሁ በረሃብ ካለቁልን ጥሩ ነው ለአማራ ህዝብ። ትግሬ በረሃብ ማለቁ በጣም ወሳኝ ነው። ትግሬ እኮ ተዳከመ፣ ትግሬ በረሃብ አለቀል ማለት እኮ ሽፍታና ዘራፊ ልጅ አይወለድም ማለት ነው። አንዳንድ ዲቃላና መሐይም ሰዎች የትግራይ እናቶች ተራቡ ትላላችሁ። እንደውም የትግራይ የወሮበላ በረሃብ ቢያልቅ ለአማራ ህዝብ ለኢትዮጵያም ሸክም ነው፣ እፎይታ ነው። ጎበዝ ጠግበው ሊጓጉን አይችሉም ከራባቸው። ጠላት ሊሆኑን አይችሉም ከራባቸው። ካለቁ ኃይል አይኖራቸውም ከተራቡ። እንደውም ከመገብካቸው ገና አማራን ለማጥፋት ይዋጓል። አትጠራጠር። ቢቻል ትግሬን ከክልላችን ማስወጣት አለብን። የልቁንስ የትግሬን ንብረት በሙሉ ትግሬ የተባለ ንብረት አማራ መዝረፍና መውረስ አለብን። ያንተ ንብረት ነው፣ ባንተ ላይ ነው ያፈሩት። ውረሳቸው፣ ይልቅ አባራቸው።
Yeah. Anyway, whatever he's saying, actually they have done it. For example, if you remember before the current administration came to power,
right?
I think over 100,000 people have been chased out, and they fled all the way to Sudan. It's Sudan who take care of the Tigray and came back to Tigray again. But we keep on doing the same thing. We were until the end, until now, people are still craving Ethiopia, expecting something from these guys. Again, what I want to say is, this is an indication. Take any Amharic speaker or any Amhara, ask him about Tigray. He will definitely say to you exactly what this guy is saying. So actually, he's preaching, but his preaching has been done in the ground by government officials. 2 days ago, the New York Times have made one article. The government of Ethiopia is using starvation and famine as a weapon. What exactly the Western world perceived it, and I was right. But the government of Ethiopia now, he's saying the article published by New York Times is a biased, fabricated, it's a lie, and this and that. They want to make it as if nothing happened. So why is Abiy Ahmed or the government of Ethiopia hiding or saying no entry of journalists? There is no entry of humanitarian services, nothing at all. It's all blocked. Why? Because there is unbelievably an atrocious and worst crime has been committed in the whole, whatever you go in Tigray. Therefore, they want to hide it from the Western world. They want to hide it from the world. And then, this guy's talk is actually, as to me, it is an indication, but it's nothing. More than that, in the ground, by the government, is a day-to-day activity. Not only by Ethiopian troops, including the Eritrean troops, which has been invited to occupy and destroy Tagaro's properties, killing innocent young guys, and raping our young women. This is a day-to-day activity now in Tigray. It has been like that actually. But we Tagaro, we were extremely patient. We Tagaro were still trying to make it, keep it together and make it, a nation for all of us under the rule of law. But it doesn't work. So I beg you, Tagaro, again, please don't tell us it is not the people of Ethiopia or the people of Amhara who are against us. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me it's only the chauvinists. Don't tell me they are the only few elites. It is the people of the Amhara who are killing. In daylight, while people are being killed, the policemen, they are standing and watching, doing nothing. So
why are they so fake? Why are they so fake?
It's their upbringing, my brother. The way they grow up, in every household, they talk all bad things about. For example, this guy, he was saying, Tagaru are bandits and burglars. Really? Is that who we are? Tagaru, as to me, are the most cultured, very disciplined, down-to-earth people I can imagine. But how is he explaining it? Where did he get it? It is his upbringing, his community, his families. Whoever he have around him, they were talking that one, he grew up that way, and then he's going to say it. I bet you he didn't experience anything bad from any Tigray. I bet you. But he's saying that one. Why? Because he grew up that way. So that's what I'm trying to address. The people in the ground, they perceive Tagaru the way he's saying it. But we were passive. We didn't, we were not that much serious. We were not addressing the problem. Even our political leaders, again and again, they were telling us it's only the problem with the chauvinists and few Amhara elites. No, it is not. Therefore, the solution is up on our hands. I'm not saying we're going to go hunt and kill every Amhara in Ethiopia, or actually we cannot. So we have to know the problem, the depth of the problem, and we have to have a new solution for this whole deep-seated problem in the country. Therefore, as to me, the solution is pure and simple: independent Tigray. That's it. If you are independent, you have all responsibility at your hand. You don't have any association with them. That's it. Leave them alone. They can live in peace. Whoever wants to live with them, he can go and live. So an independent, free nation of Tigray is a must. So we don't need any occupation of Ethiopian government. We don't recognize it. And I want to add on this, people keep on saying, Prime Minister Abiy. We don't have a Prime Minister actually. He is not the Prime Minister of Ethiopia. His term has been expired. He is sitting in the office because he has a help from this racist Nazis Amhara. That's it. He don't have any acceptance. Illegally, he's not elected. He is not an elected prime minister. So therefore, stop calling him Prime Minister of Ethiopia. He is not an elected, a dictator, prime minister. Even I don't want to mention his name, whatever you call him, Abiy, Mashrafat, whatever it is. We don't have to acknowledge him.
So where is he?
Huh?
Where is he? What happened to him?
Yeah, recently there are some news. There is actually, normally Ethiopia, or the current situation, even in its history, Ethiopia is a country of intrigue, lies, deception. There was no any standard politics in Ethiopia. Never happened. In its own history, there was no standard politics. So the so-called Arakiro or Minilik, the Minilik Palace, is full of intrigue. There are a lot of rumors coming out now. Some people, they say it has been poisoned. Some people, they say it has been killed, shut down. And even recently, his own supporters, they were saying there was a special plane which came to Addis Ababa and they flew him to. There is such type of rumors. I cannot make sure that whether it happened to him or not.
Right, but it's been tweeted actually So we don't know for sure, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I have it on the screen actually. John the Baptist II posted to actually saying at Abiy Ahmed Ali flown to Europe by United Arab Emirates jet for undisclosed medical attention in Italy. Some sources claim speculation is rift that he has been poisoned, shot, though unconfirmed. So we don't know. So Cyber Power of Tigray is unable to confirm. So I want to make sure the audience understands it. We have really very limited information from what we're hearing. Some folks are saying, you know, he is critically ill. He's getting medical attention in Europe. Some people are saying he's dead. We don't know that for a fact. But what we do know is that some of the major outlets in Ethiopia that he controls have also publicly came out, which is highly unusual, stating that it is the information that's been spread is false, which is unusual for a government-controlled media to publicly be forced to come out and say, no, this is a lie. So if it is a lie, which it can be, which he's learned how to lie by going to his God, like a father-like figure, Isaias Afwerki of Eritrea, this could also be a plan to show that he's dead, pretending likewise, and then come back later and say, see, the media like us, we're talking that I was dead, but here I am not. So that's why we are just talking about the speculation, what we're hearing, and hopefully in the coming days, we'll find out if he's alive, if he's around. He should come out and tell the country and the world that he's alive and stop the killing. So I'll leave that as is. We'll let the people speculate. My question for you is, recently there's been reports that multiple vehicles carrying food to be sent to Mekelle, some of them have been rerouted from Adigrat to Eritrea, and some of them from Alamata to the Amhara region. As much as like I'm frustrated and angry, I try to stay calm. But we have 80 plus days of no food, no water, no electricity, no internet. The entire region is being on a chokehold. Why are people not outraged more than that we've seen it? Why is the world like remaining silent?
Yeah, before I came to your last point, I would like to say about the tweet you mentioned. I joined the Baptist, actually the fake Twitter account. I have already checked it. Well, that's not true. But the same rumor has been aired out or been on Facebook and Twitter, for example, by Sigim Toshoma, who is the serious supporter of him. And the Prime Minister office, they have already said by writing only, the Prime Minister is sound, is healthy, and that. But he didn't come up front to the media. But people are demanding, even his own supporters are demanding that before a lot of confusion is spread out, they demanded the Prime Minister to come out and speak to them. Now he didn't do. I see in two ways, as you have mentioned. It could be the tactic and tactics of his trainer Isaias Afwerki. He do that the same style, might be. The second, it might happen. What I was trying to address is the Menilik Palace or the Arat Kilo is always a place for intrigue. So there are possibilities. If not now, tomorrow. That guy is not going to last long. That's for sure. It's not going to last long. Somebody's going to assassinate him or kill him, or he's going to run away. Something's going to happen. This is for sure. But I'm going to leave it like what he said. Let's leave it alone. That's a speculation. That's a rumor. But the rumor is stronger and stronger, and something might come out soon. After saying that, regarding the food aid, even the government himself, they have tried to say the Oromo people, the Abagada, have came forward and tried to help the Garo. A lot of people, they think they are doing good. Actually, it's not. They are using the Abagara or the Oromo people for a political weapon. So they say they are delivering food. They want shut off the aid coming from the Western world. They want to cut us off. And then the whole plan is, like the guy who was speaking earlier, they want to starve and kill a lot of Tagaro as much as possible, or make us weaker and weaker. Therefore, they say the aid is going. Partly, I have heard through Adigrat, it has gone. It was taken by the Eritrean troops to Eritrea. It has been looted. And whatever they have tried to bring to Tigray is only localized on their control areas. Where are they? Maqala and surrounding, partly Wu'ro and Adigrat. These are the only places they are controlling. Other parts of Tigray, they cannot go in. So the majority of Tagaru, 65%, they are on the rural areas. Number two, before the war broke out, we were on locust invasion. We had a very, 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 very bad and big swarm of locusts, which have covered the whole part of Tigray. And our people were fighting against the locust, which is they call it Ambata, but in Tigrinya. Therefore, immediately after the locust, it was a harvest time. Before we start harvesting, the war started. Barely our farmers have nothing. And there is no food aid going on to Tigray. Everything they are saying is political. They say 20 loads of trucks. 20 loads of trucks means nothing. It doesn't even feed the people of Maqala. It doesn't even feed their own troops. Okay? The remaining troops, out of the 500,000 plus troops, maybe they have left with 250,000 troops. All of them, they have to eat. Therefore, they are trying to exterminate Tagaru, makes them starve, and use famine as a weapon. This is the whole strategy they are doing. Therefore, just don't trust them. The only possibility or the only thing that they have to do is open up to international humanitarian aid, open up to the international media, open up to the international investigation, and let the world know what the people are saying. Let the world know what is happening to regular Tagar. It's not about politics. Let's leave aside what the politics is. Okay? Not only these people, officials, they are saying if we give aid to the whole people of Tigray, that means we're going to feed TPLF. Therefore, they want to control it. They want to control it. So the whole strategy they are following is starve Tagaru. By starving Tagaru, they want to make TPLF under their foot and control everything. This is it. So they want to see, their plan is to see a very weaker people who could not defend themselves, a weak Tigray, and a Tigray who cannot demand its right. This has been tried before. They are doing it now. They are going to doing it the same, and they are going to lie the whole world, deceive the whole world as if they are good people. So this is how I see it. Therefore, let's keep on demanding the international community to intervene, to do what they have to do, and to come up front and expose these new monsters going on in Ethiopia.
And this is how they're playing the game. So they send like first set of trucks that went in. They made it like all the way to Adigrat, which is pretty incredible. And then from there, they shifted right into Eritrea, which is I have the map like on the screen. And then there was another layer, a group of vehicles that went from Addis again to, they got into Tigray, and then they circled and went out right back into Amhara. And, to me, I don't know what other language or how we can express and explain this evil act that's happening to the Tigray people, they can't seem to really understand that the fighting on the battlefield is impossible. I heard that Abiy Ahmed has lost over 300,000 troops in Tigray. I mean, imagine. So if you lost, you lost that many troops, and you brought like Somalia, Eritrea, you still are yet to capture any within the leadership. But you go after seniors who retired, who are sitting in their home, and then Sibat Nega. I mean, he was in court just recently, and he spoke in English. And Jawar Mohammed also refused to speak Amharic and spoke in Oromo, or other languages other than Amharic. So what does that tell you? Even those who are in jail unjustifiably by this evil man, and why are even any Ethiopians supporting this evil man, whether he's alive or dead? I mean, why is he even alive and leading an evil people that are supporting him?
Yeah, well, there is a say, they say, birds of the same feather, they fly together, right? So if you take like Abiy Ahmed, he got a personality disorder, as far as I understand it. He has a very chronic personality disorder, which they call it a psychopathic narcissist. If you take his mother, he's from the Amhara. His father, they claim he's Oromo. Actually, they say he's not. But he grew up in the Oromo community. More than Tigray, he hates his own upbringing. He's ashamed of his Oromo roots. Okay? So, people who got certain type of background or roots, by default, they call themselves Ethiopian. That name sticks to them. That name serves them. When the politics of Ethiopia, after the collapse of the new federal system, the nation and nationalities, came into practice, the PLF didn't create any miracle. What they did is they acknowledged the organic, actual behavior of the majority of the people. Those who have identity crisis, or those who call themselves only Ethiopian, they were against the ethnic-based federalism. Why? Is it because bad? No. TPLF or PRDF acknowledge the reality. They deny the reality. And they call themselves, they are Unitarian. So they don't have the capacity. They don't have economic capacity. They don't have political capacity. They don't have any capacity, but they want to assimilate everybody and put it into one name called Ethiopia, which is a fake name. It has no any basis. Therefore, Abiy Ahmed, his upbringing is wrong. He's ashamed of himself. He has a personality disorder, and he prefers to call himself Ethiopian. He actually subscribes and follows Menelik II. If you ask about Menelik II, what did Menelik II did to the Oromos? The Oromos can't speak. I've been killing. I've been subjugating. He was a follower of the colonial rulers. He was not actually a leader of that country. He was simply a puppet of the Europeans. But Menelik, they say, the so-called Ethiopian, they say Menelik, he brought to Ethiopia civilization, this and that, all fabricated lies. Ethiopia never been one, will never be one. Actually, the fate of the so-called Ethiopia is disintegration, whether we like it or not. Now, why did Abiy Ahmed go with them? All of them with identity crisis, who hide themselves under the name Ethiopia? Yes, they will agree. And then they come together. What do? They abuse their power. They think they are bringing people into one, uniting, but actually they are killing, torturing. Everybody says I'm Tigray, or if somebody says I'm Oromo, or he identifies his roots, or if he exercises his culture, if he demands his right based on his culture and his roots, they are gonna kill him, abuse him, torture him, and whatever, and etc. So, what did Subhat Nagar recently did? What did Jawar Muhammad did? They act the way they are. Jawar Muhammad, he don't want to speak in Amharic. He rather prefer Oromifa. That's his language. That's his culture. And further, he wants to speak in English, which is an international official language. It's better to speak in English than Amharic to you guys. That's the political message. Exactly the same is true with Abu Suhab. I didn't make, whatever they said is right. I hope it is. He said he spoke in English. He don't want to speak in Amharic. Why? Because speaking in Amharic, trying to work with them in Amharic, didn't pay him. Actually make him a victim. He was a middleman. Until recently, C.U. Musfin, His Excellency C.U. Musfin, rest in peace. He was pro-Ethiopianism. What did happen to him? Death. Who did kill him? Mercenaries sent by Abiy Ahmed. Therefore, the so-called who call themselves Ethiopians or Ethiopian nationalists, they are Nazis, killers. So exactly that's what it is Abiy Ahmed doing. So it's not something, it doesn't need any special knowledge or special analysis to figure it out this one.
So there's a warrant for his arrest. I don't know if you saw that I had on the screen.
Yeah, I saw it.
Were you able to see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
So the Tigray diaspora, I think this part is kind of a joke. I'm trying to add a humor to this, but I think they're considering about $2 million for anyone that can get him arrested and put him under the chamber. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's part of the struggle. It works. It's helpful. It works. But we have to understand one thing. For example, killing or taking out Abiy Ahmed is not going to solve the problem in the so-called Ethiopia. Another crazy a person with identity crisis is going to come to power. If he tries to continue with the ethnic federalism or whatever system have been started, it's not going to work.
Let me ask you this. So clearly the Amharas don't want us.
Yeah.
What do we have to do for them to leave us alone, to stay on their own pocket, so the Tigray people can live in peace and harmony?
Well, actually, we have to demand for our independence. We have to have our own country. That's it. Let me put it this way. You are mentioning about the 20 million tweets in recent times. Why do you think it's people are tweeting now and then, and a lot of Tagaru are coming to one point?
Well, I think because they have. I'm gonna try to answer that, but you know better. So I think. So first of all, I think Abiy Ahmed and Isaias Afwerki miserably underestimated the strength and the unity of Tagaru at home and abroad. Number one. Yeah. Number two, they don't understand the difference when they say TPLF. Like, I don't think they understand that the Tigray People Liberation Front, the meaning behind it is that all Tigray people are one. So if you mess with one, you mess with all of us. Even though that is a party, to me, when you go in and attack weak people, meaning like that are old people, little kids, young girls being raped, I mean, to me, you don't even have to be from Tigray to be outraged and for you to just really go for eye for an eye. I mean, that's where I get like the rage and the anger at these people, is that they're telling me, like when I showed that video earlier, they commented, oh, he's only 1%. He doesn't represent the Amhara. He absolutely represents the Amhara, because if he doesn't, I want to know where the good Amharas are. I want 10 good Amharas right now in this chat room to post something positive about Tigray. And I want you to come on this show and speak against the heinous crime that your tribe, your people are committing on the Tigray people, because at least the Eritreans in the diaspora are speaking up, saying that's not okay, that's not right. So if you good Amhara, which I have not found one of you yet, come on the show. Come and show your face. Remove that mask from your face. Otherwise, you are just, by you being silent, you are just worse than those who are killing us. Because at least then, the ones that are killing our people, we know who they are. But those of you who are also raising money on behalf of in the name of our people, but for this propaganda machine, man, shame on you. Somebody's got to pull this guy in Oklahoma who's trying to raise $100,000. You tell me why an individual. In fact, I was thinking about, I was talking to some friends earlier. I know we have communities. We would love for people to donate money to Tigray communities across the U.S., but I feel like I want to counter this guy. I want to set up like a GoFundMe right now at some point to say, you know what? I'm going to set up a GoFundMe for $100,000 or $200,000 to beat this guy, and to use that money to, whether it be build school in Tigray for the displaced children, or build homes for the people who lost their homes, and whatever it is, to basically help our people. But if I do that, have 3 to 5 Tagaru ethical people who will be willing to volunteer their time to travel to Tigray and to make sure that every penny, every dollar is spent helping the displaced people in Tigray. But I don't trust this guy. I'm concerned about Amharas, even Tagaru, who are fake, who are bandas, using our people to do a fundraiser where that money is going to go right back to the killer. Meshrafat is what I called him. Anyway, so that's what I think, but I will let you have your...
Yeah, I brought you that question because I want you to understand. For example, on the armed struggle, the most patriotic, the fighters who did an extraordinary, unbelievably patriotic things in the armed struggle were nationalist Tagaro. Those who were in love with Tigrinya and Tagaro, that's it. Now, when you bring this, the case now, we Tagaro now, we are on Twitter, we are on Facebook, we're speaking one word together. Number one, we have a cause, we have a reason. We're not the people who are attacking. We are the one who getting attacked by these monster, mercenaries, and evil people. Number two, we love our people. We love our being Tigrinya. We don't want to sell ourselves. We were born as a Tagaro. We actually been paying price, suppressing our need. We were paying price for the so-called Ethiopia, under mutual respected, understanding each other, whatever the federal system tried to bring to us or try to feed us. We accepted it. A lot of people, they think we were benefiting from the federal system, but actually the reason is we were paying an extra price for that nation to be respectful to each other and coexist. On the rivers, especially the Amharic speakers, the Showa politicians, Amharic speakers, they were destroying the system which was trying to be implanted. Number two, they were the economic benefactors of that system. Even on the federal system, they were the number one beneficiaries. But they are the number one who went against the federal system. If you take to the military power, if you take to the ministerial level, in everything, you find Amhara on top level. They were decision makers. At the same time, they were complainers. Now, the solution for us is to have to forget all these people and do our business, mind our own business. One of our business should be an independent and free Tigray nation. They can continue as an Ethiopian. They can embrace whatever they want. They can fight with all. They can do whatever they want. But us, we have to be free. To be free, yes, we have to stand together. We have to define ourselves as Tagaro. We have to make the world know us. We are Tagaru, not Ethiopians. We have our own culture. We have our economy. We have our own politics. You can name it. There are a lot of reasons which makes us a nation, not part of a country called Ethiopia. Therefore, let's not underestimate our capability. Let's not depend ourselves on this. And that's why I'm saying I don't expect anything from Amharics. Nothing. Not now, not in the future. Because I understand the problem is a deep-seated within the society. There is no way the Tigrayan politics or the Tigrayan identity is going to submit. Okay, if we submit ourselves, they'll get assimilated, and then we'll be the lost tribes, and then that's it. If you don't want, you can go ahead and do it. But that's not going to help us as a Tagaru. Even Ethiopia, after assimilation of Tagaru, or if possibly or probably get successful and assimilate Tagaru, and then it's not going to continue a prosperous country. There are million and million issues happening in that nation. If you take the issue of Tagaru aside, if you consider the other peoples, they cannot agree and live together. Why? It is a backward country, backward, savage. Let's admit it. It is a poor, savage, backward country. It has major problems, chronic major problems. These people, they cannot see inside. They cannot see their own problem. They cannot see. They think they are doing everything right. Therefore, how are you going to deal with these savage people? For example, in the past 3 months, everything has been destroyed in collaboration with Isaias. Square back, where are we now? A destroyed, disintegrated situation. So we're going to start to rebuild and live together as Ethiopian? No. That's a loss.
So get out of our land, get out of our house.
That's it.
There you
by
go.
hook or by crook.
There
You
got it.
You know, we got to fight it. They have to get out from our territory. We have to administer ourselves. We can elect our own leaders. Free election can be done. And these people have to get out of territories. And then let them mind their own business. We don't need you. That's it. I'm not going to speak Amharic. When I say I'm not going to speak Amharic, what does it mean? I don't need you. I have my own language. Period. Why second guess? Why would I expect? Can you imagine what Dina Mufti said 3 days ago? What did he say? He said there are no Eritrean troops in Tigray. Aid is distributed to Tagaru. These are the leaders of Ethiopia. So expect anything from these people? Never. Unless a foolish person, I will not expect anything from the so-called Ethiopians. Actually, they are void, empty people. Ethiopia is the most backward country, useless country. Everybody has to understand that. The world has to understand that. I have to feel, and I say to myself, if somebody calls me an Ethiopian, I tell them, you are insulting me. I am not. And I don't want. I don't want to speak to you.
In fact, so there's actually, in the last couple of days, I heard that about 800 special forces from Eritrea has been deployed to Mekelle.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the question isn't whether or not Eritrea is in Tigray. The question is, why in the hell are those idiot Ethiopians, if there are any, if they're sober, if they use any of their brain, allowing Eritrea to be in Tigray if they believe Tigray is part of their land, as they say otherwise? And yet, did you know that when in 2018 or when Abiy Ahmed made a deal with Eritrea, that Isaias actually said he just wants peace with Ethiopia, but he doesn't care about the border anymore?
Yeah.
And then now you have massive troops in Tigray, and they still, like, to me, it's like, I'm just I'm trying to process this. How stupid are Ethiopians?
They are not only stupid, they are so evil. They do everything intentional. That's what I'm trying to address. So a lot of Tagarog, our problem is the so-called Ethiopia. We expect something from them. I don't know how to say.
All right, so we're gonna switch. We're gonna go to Tigrinya now. Let's so I'm gonna say this to our listeners. We appreciate you. We did everything we can. I realize we're on the top of the hour already, so I want to make sure my brother here would be able to stay awake a little bit longer and then come back another night. So we are going to shift the gear. We're going to talk in Tigrinya. And any of you who are listening, you have questions in the audience, I'm trying to flick those screens and share them so he can see them. He can answer them for you. So we're going to switch to Tigrinya now because we're going to wrap it up.
Anyway, before we wrap it up in English to our listeners, let me say it again. The name itself, Ethiopia. Most of Ethiopians, they will tell you it is written in the Bible, in this and that, all bullshit stories. The name Ethiopia itself, nobody knows where it comes from. I know. They call Ethiopia the current day Sudan, the Nubians. Who called them the Nubians Ethiopia? The Greeks. The name of Nubia is Ethiopia in a Greek. It's actually not our name. So King Izana, 800 years ago, or 800 plus, he said, Merowe, which is the current time Nubia, or the old name by the Greek Ethiopia, he said it is under his rule. It is number eight state under the rule of Izana. So that land never been our name. By that time, we were Aksumawan, Sabian, Agazia, Tagaru. That's it. So where did this this Ethiopian name came from? It came with the colonialists. They gave it to the southern of Egypt, the black community. They called them Ethiopia, and they fabricated the same name. They say it has been named in the Bible 44 times in this and that junk stories, and then it sticks to them. Who accepts the name Ethiopia? Those people who have an identity crisis. They don't want to call themselves Agao. They don't want to call themselves Waito. They don't want to call themselves Oromo, or the older name Galla. They don't want to call themselves Somali. All these people with identity crisis, they want to hide on the fake name called Ethiopia. And the name Ethiopia got all his stories. The stories which is proud of, it is Tagarog's history. All the history which has been told in Ethiopia, the current day Ethiopia, belongs to Tagarog. So we Tagarog failed to keep our history intact, to keep it to ourselves and defend it. They steal it and they use it as a weapon to subjugate you. Therefore, we Tagarog, as Tagarog, we have to get out of the narration of Ethiopianism. That's a bullshit name. It's not going to serve us. It costs us a lot. Okay? Until recently, our leaders, they were saying Ethiopia, Ethiopia, Ethiopia. They work as Ethiopia. They were supposed to be respected. What did happen? Some of them get chased, imprisoned, killed, abused, insulted. Your nickname now is the junta. So why we keep on talking about Ethiopia, Ethiopia? Not only Ethiopia, why we speak even in Amharic? It's not a technological language. It's not a political language. It doesn't go beyond that territory. Even if you go to the Oromo people, even if you go to other minorities, nobody speaks Amharic. Nobody. Few people spoke it.
And that's killing them.
And they use it as a tool to subjugate other people. Therefore, let's take get out of the Ethiopianism is nonsense. It has no history. Actually, it is bad. We have to feel disgusted about Ethiopianism. Disgusted. Now, some Eritreans, they say, they like to dance on something that doesn't belong to them. They just come and Ethiopians are killing. They want to propagate it. Actually, the same is true with the Eritrea. The name Eritrea came from a name of Mediterranean Sea. In Mediterranean Sea, there is a red color plant. Its name is Erythros. The Greeks, they call that place Eritrea or Erythros. The colonial rulers of Italy, they used to call it the Red Sea or Eritrea. So they take it as if they are their own name. There is no people called Eritrea. Okay, Isaias Afwerki tried to create a nation called Eritrea, which is the extension of the colonial rule. Therefore, he's a puppet of the colonial rule. It is not organic nation. It doesn't stick to those people. A lot of Eritreans now, they don't want to call themselves Eritrea. They say themselves, they are Tagaru. And that's real. The longest, oldest history is Agadi and Tagaru, period, end of story. So let's forget the name Ethiopia. Let's forget the name whatever Eritrea. It's disintegrated. Soon you will see it. Eritrea is going to collapse and disintegrate. The same is true to Ethiopia. So let's work on Tigrinya, Tigray. So I'll bring you back to Tigrinya. Go ahead and give me a lead.
All right. So we're going to shift the gear. I know some people want to say in English because obviously they don't speak Tigrinya, but those of you who've been listening to us, we appreciate you. We do have to wrap it up here soon. Therefore, we have to switch into Little Tigrinya, which also means we're going to have to play Little Tigrinya music. I think we could do that probably. So, tomorrow at noon, I'm going to have this young man who has been very outspoken. 12-hour time. Charinet, who many of you have reached out to me and asked me to bring him on to the show. So I'll have him like tomorrow afternoon. Should be a good show. So pay attention. If you're in the East Coast, 3 p.m. If you're in the West Coast, 12. If you're in the Midwest, it will be 2 o'clock your time, and then Mountain is going to be 1 o'clock. With that, we are going to shift right into Tigrinya. So, ትግርኛ ቋንቋ እቲ ከም ዝበልና ኣብቲ ነቶም ኣብዚ ስደት ተወሊዶም ዝዓበዩ ስደት ዝዓበዩ ብዙሕ ተጋሩ ስለ ዘለውና ንኣቶም እቲ ዝኒሄ ፖለቲካ ዝኒሄ ፀገማት ክንርድኦም ኢልና ያው ሓደ ሰዓትን ገለን ዝኾነ ውግዕና ኣለና ኢና ሒዙ ሕፅር ኣቢልና እቲ ናይ ትግርኛ ብዙሓት ተጋሩ ድማ ኣብ ስደት ዘለዉ ንኣብነት ኣንተዎ ኣብ ሳዑዲ አረቢያ ኮይኑ ሓደ ሓውና ደው ኢሉለይ ኣብ እስር ቤት 9 ወርሒ ኮይኑኒ ኢሉ 24000 እኔና ኣብ ሓደ ቦታ ነጊሩኒ ስራት ማለት እዩ መንግስቲ ዝጥይቆም የብሎም ምን ዝበሃል የብሎምን ክንደይ ግፍዒ ካብዚ 24000 ዝኔና ኣብ እስር ቤት ናይ ካሊእ ዘርኢ ካብ ተጋሩ ውፅእ 4000 ይኾን እዮም ኢሉ ተቆልዓ እና ዝገርም እዩ ዘሕዝነካ ናሰይ ትግፍዒ ናይ ተጋሩ ኣብ ዓረብ ሃገር ዝግበር ዘለና ኣብ ዓዲ ዝግበር ዘሎ ግፍዕስ በቃ ንሕና ናፅነትና ሒዝና ትግራይና ኮሪዕና ተጋሩ ብሓደ ተሓዋቂፍና ተሓንተ ደውና ዝወለደትና ትግራይ ተኸባቢርና ድሕሪ ሒዚ ዘይነብረሉ መገዲ የሎ ኢሉ ዝሓትት እንታይ ዝኾነ እዩ
anyway እቲ ኣብ ዓዲ ዓረብ ዘጋጥም ዘሎ እቲ ናይ ምንፃት ሓደ ፕሮግራም እንድዩ ዝሓለፈ ብዓዲ ዓረብ ዘሎ ኣኖካ ዝነበረና ሓርታ 40000 ከባቢ እዮም ኣብ ንገብሮ ጎስጓስ ሰሪት ሰይድ ካብቶም ናይና ንብሎም ነበርና ሓዋት ክንትዝኣክል ምንቅስቃስ ኣይገብሩን እቲ መንግስቲ ኣብቲ ሃገር ዝኒሄ ናይ ኣብይ ኣሕመድ መንግስቲ ዝሃቦ መልሲ ዳርጋ ናተይ ዜጋታት ኣይኮኑ ክብል ይደል መብዛሕትኦም ምናልባት ናይ ሰላም ሰብ ምዃኖም ኣይፈልጥን ውትድርና ዝሰልጠኑ ክኾኑ ክእል እዮም ዝብል ሓሳብ ይቕርቡ ደስም ዓይነት ተዘራርባ ኣብ ሱዳን ተሰዲድ ዝኸደ 50,000 ዝኣክል ትግራዋይ ካብ ምዕራብ ትግራይ ዝኸደውን ሕጋዊ እስካዕ ዝኾነ እዋን ወንጀል እስካዕ ዝዘርሑ እዋን ናብ ዓደም ክምለሱ ክእሎም ናይና ህዝቢ እዮም ኢሉ ክምለስ ትፈትዩ ኣብኣ ተሓሒዝዋ ዘሎ ስትሪንግ እንታይ ነው ማለት እዞም ሰባዚያቶም ይውንጅሎም እዩ ዘሎ ደስም ይስትሩ ንተባብ ዓዲ ዓረብ እንታይ እዩ ክቕበለ ይደልን ግን ክንቅበሎም ኢና ዝብል መልእኽቲ ይሕልፍ እሞ እስካዕ if and buts ከእትኸሎ እንታይ ማለት እዩ እስካዕ ወንጀል ዘይሰርሑ እዚ ተሰዲዱ ዝኸደ ማሕበረሰብ ወይ ከዓ ዓዲ ዓረብ ዝኒሄ ትግራዋይ ኣይና ወታደራዊ ክስታይ ስለ ዘለዎ እዩ ብወታደራዊ ስልጠናዮም ዓና ከጥዑ መጽደለ እዮም ዝብል ዘቅርብ ዘሎ ናሃቱ ናይ ሓደ ናይ ፖለቲካ መማኸሪ ዝነበረ ለንጮ ባቲ ዝበሃል እንታይ እዩ ናይ ሓውስም ጠቂሱ ሓወ እከለ ዝበሃል ብናይ ሕወሓት ሰባት ብቲፒኤልኤፍ ተቀተለ ካብኣቶም ዝበልጽ ነገር የብሎም እዚኣቶም ኢሉ ይመልስዎ እዞም ሰባት እዚኣቶም እንታይ ዝገብሩ ዘለዉ ሲሉ እንደዚ ኣተኣክል ክንድሕንቲ ተኣክል ንትግራዋይ ወይ ከዓ ንትግርኛ ተዛረባይ ግዴታ ይብሉ ወይ ዝግደስ ኣይኮነን እንታይ እዩ ንሕና ኢና ዘይንርድኦ ዘለና ንሕና ኢና ተስፋ ንገብር ዘለና ንሕና ኢና ኢትዮጵያ ዝበሃል ኣብ ከም ግዲ መንጊጎም ከኹልስና ዝደለዩ ንብሎ ዘለና እምበር ንሶም ንዓና ንምንጻት ይሰርሑ ከንፁ ተኻደ ንምንታይም ከም ዝገብሩ ዘለዉ ንበል ብዓንተው ዘቕረብና ወድውን ልዕልና እንድሕር ኮይና ዝደኸመ ትግራዋይ እንድሕር ሃልዩ ዝጠመየ ትግራዋይ እንድሕር ሃልዩ ኢኮኖሚ ዝለሓልሐ ትግራዋይ እንድሕር ሃልዩ ክትመልኮ ቀሊል እዩ ብኢኮኖሚ እንድሕር በልፂጉ እንድሕር ዳ ተማሂሩ እንድሕር ዳ ዓቕመ ጥሪ ግን ካራኸረና እዩ ናሃታቶም ናይ ምንባርን ዘይምንባርን ጉዳይ ገይሮም ወሲዶም ኣሎ ናይ ትግራዋይ ጉዳይ ማለት ብግልባጡ ከዓ ውሑድ እዩ ቁፅሩ ከዓ ዓብሎ ውሑድ ትብሎ እንድሕር ኮንካ ዳኣ ንምንታይ ተፈሪሕ ኢልካ ሕተቱ ኣብ ውሽጦም ባዶነት ስለ ዘሎ እዩ እዚኣ ብሓቂ እዚኣ ብኤርትራዊ ንስያ ኣብ ኤርትራ ዝተነቂፁ ዝኒሄ ሓይሊ መንግስቲ ኢሳያስ ወይ መንግስቲ ኢሳያስ ይጥሉ ዛዕባ መንግስቲ ኤርትራ ወልዎ ነበር መንግስቲ ኤርትራ ኢላ ኣነ ክፅውዕ አይደለም ምንታይ ኣክኖሎጅ ምግባሪ ኣፍልጦ መሃብ እዩ ኢና ንብል ዘለና ንሱ እውን እንተኾነ እንታይ ኢሳያስ አፈወርቂ ንሱ ዘሎ ብሙሉኦም መወቆሎም በሎም ዕብየቶም በሎም ተጋሩ እንታይ ክኾኑ ግድ ይደልዩ ኤርትራ ትበሃል ስም ሒዝካ ኤርትራ ትበሃል ናይ ገዛእቲ ጣልያን ስም ቅጽልካ ኤርትራ ዝበሃል መንነት ፈጢርካ ኤርትራ ዝበሃል መንነት ንክሉ ድማ ኣሞት ተጋሩ እዩ ኢሎም ስለዝሓስብ ኢትዮጵያን ኮም ኢላ ተሓስብ ኤርትራውን ኣብ ኤርትራ ዝኒ ሓይሉን ኮም ኢላ ይሓስብ ክልቲኦም ሓደ ዝገብሮም እንታይ እዩ ናይ ጣልያን ዝኒሄ ጸሊም ግራዝያኒ ናይ ጣልያን ተቀጽላ ካብ ኢትዮጵያ ዝኒሄ ድማ ምኒልክ በዓል ሓሽከር ጻዓዱ ዝነበረ ገዛእ መደብ ዝነበረ ናይ ባዕሉ ሕብረተሰብ ኦሮሞቶት ናይ ባርያ ንግዲ እሕሊፉ ዝህብ ዝነበረ ሰብ ብቴክኖሎጂም ጭሎ ዛዕም ጭሎ ሲቪላይዜሽንም ጭሎ ኢትዮጵያ ዝባለት ሕፍረት ጸለምቲ he is a shame for black people he was on a slave trade ምኒልክ ሰከር okay ሕዚ ኣብዘን ክልቲአን ስማት ተንጠልጢሉ ክቅርቀር ዝድለ ዘሎ መንነት ግንታይ እቲ መሰረቱ ሓሊ ዝወፀ ኦርጋኒክ ዝኾነ ትግራዋይነት ዝበሃል ኣተሓሳሳዊ ከዓ ሃገር ሕዚ ክንድና ሃገረ ትግራይ ዝሰርሕ ገሊኡ ኣብ ኤርትራ ትበሃል ተሰንዐት ስም ተቐርቀር ተረፈሎ ገሊኡ ድማ ኣብ ኢትዮጵያ ትበሃል ክብተል ይድለ ኤግዛክትሊ ናይ ኤርትራ ናይ ኢሳያስ አፈወርቂ ተኸተልቲ እንታይ ይገብረሉ ትግርኛ ተዛራባይ ዝበሃል ኣብ ኢትዮጵያ የለና ኣምሓርኛ ክትዛረባ ኢኽን ኢሎም ይገድድዎሎ ትግራዋይ ማለት ንምንታይ ኣብ ዚኣ ልኡኻት ናይ ኢሳያስ ናይ ጣልያን ተገዛእቲ ዝነበሩ ናይ ኮሎኒያሊዝም ከመሕላፋት ዝርድእዎ ማለት ትማሊ በስካፋ እናተቀጥቀጠ መንጆርኖ ኢልካ ዘይተዛረበካ ዝጽፋዕ ዝነበረ ወዲ ዛረሳሕ ወዲ ዝሓሽከር ጣልያን ኣብ ልዕሊ ተጋሩ እዚ ክገብር ይደሊ ማለት ሕዚ ንሕና ክልተ ተፈለየ ሓይሊ ከቢድ ሓይሊ ዝገጠመና ይመስለና ኖ ብጣዕሚ ክስዓር ዝኽእል ግን ትግራውነትካ ብምጽናዕ መንነትካ ብምጽናዕ ክንቃለስ እንኳ እዚ 8000 ሰራዊት ኣብ መቐለ ኣትዮ ኩስ ኸሊ 8000 ኮነ 10000 ወጽዩ 50000 ወጽዩ ተቃልስ ቅጽሊ ጠጠብ ዝብል ቃልስ የለን ንሕና ክንቃለስ ከለና ግን ኣብ ትግራውነትና መንነትና ሚሂልና ትግራዋይ ዝብል ተሐቁፍ ትግራዋይ ዘይኮነ ተርሐቅ 4 ነጥቢ كوبزي جركا يسعر قالسي يعوت بالابنتي زلني نوحي زكا خيكون كملسكا انا واخ
دحان صقم يولن تايدي مسلك حيزي حدا ناي وعنا حسرتنا صقم زلو انا زفلطت هايلا مسلكا ياو والا سدت تعبيخو تهاجرينا خد كوري يرييه حيز خدت له نحنا انت هايلا مسلكاتي حيز تمهرنا خاو خن محايشنا الى تسفاز غورلو حبرتاو نغور زلنا تغارو تجنيه جغنነት ደስ ይብለኒ انا لو بونت بلكاس ማንም ትግራዋይ በቃ ደውይለ ብስልኪ ደውይለም ላይ ትንዛረውሲ من عاق يلن ببعقمنا زلنا فلطات حبريتا بطعم كافله زلنا دسيلني زلب طعم خلك ايه ግን እቲ አንተቶ ነርካ አምሃርኛ ንሕና በጣም ጎዲና ጽንሐ ዘይረብሕ ቋንቋ ናይ ድጎ ቋንቋ እንዳዓድ ዘብለና ናይ ባዕልና ቋንቋ ግን ዘሕፍረና ኮይና ተቀመጥናሉ አነ ቦየ በጣም ዝሐዝን ህዝብና መብዛሕቶም ተጋሩ ወላ መቀለ ولا فتن حنت ختمات عبي زلا ختمات زبهلا زنيو اب تግራይ ቋንቋ ናይ ዓለም ትግርኛ ከይሳሩስ አምሃርኛ ግማሽ ትግርኛ ግማሽ አምሃርኛ ስዊለምና ደባልቁ ከምዚ አለካ ይኮንን አምሃርኛ ንሕዛሪካስ ከምዚ በቃ ተምሃራይ ፈላጥ ይዳርጋ ዝብሉ አነ ካሊ ትረፍስ ካብ ወጻይ አዲስ አበባ እንታይ አሜሪካ እንታይ ስለዘይርዳው ኣብ ትግራይ ከርተልኩስ ካብ ወጻይ ዝመጽ ሁሉ ተለው ታይሉስ ተቋንቋ ትግርኛ እናዛረጾ ንሕብስ ወዲያው ናብ አምሃርኛ ቀይርዎ
አምሃርኛ ፍሌት ታውራ
ዋኔ በቃ ይገርመን ንሳትናስ እዚያት መዓድ ትሞራና ንምንታይ ትተንክፍ ጸኒሑ አውታት ጥፋት ነይሩ እዩ ግን ተቀንዲ ሒዚ ተሓውተ ወልዕ ዝንሄ ህዝብናሲ ብ ናይ ኤርትራ ህዝቢ ምሳናው ጎኒ ማለት አነ ቦነት ለካስ ከም ትሪዮ ዘለኹ ብዙሕ ትግራዋይ ኤርትራ ኮለ ይሳቀለ እዩ ኣብ ሃገሩ ጥራይ ኮነሲ
ባይ ዘ ወይ ኣብዛ ቅርበካ ሶር ቋሪፀ ካዳምበር ብዙሓት ኢትዮጵያ ኤርትራ ላልኩዕ ዘለና ኤርትራ ኢሎም ክጽውዑ አይደለም ተጋሩ ኢና ያምዙ ቶም ተጋሩ ኢና ዝብሉ ኢኻ ትሓቅስ ግበካ ብዙሓት ተጋሩ ኢና ኢሎም ድማ ንትዝኒ ስርዓት ይቃለሱ ወሎ ልክ ካብቲ ትግራዋይ ንዓቀብ ዝቃለሱ ነው ሓደ ተጋሩ ከዓ ንዕኦም ከይዶም እግርግሮም ጸርፎም ትሪ ምንታይ ኤርትራ ትባል ሃገር ክትህልዩኩም ትደልዩ ማለት ዲ ታምዘሊሳት በበልዕኩም ዲ ክትህልዩኩም ትደልዩ ኮሙ ልክዕ በኢትዮጵያ ገጽውን ክንዲቲ ካብ ኢትዮጵያነት ወፂና ኣብ ትግራይ ዝኣቱ እንደምሕቋፍ ተምሓርኛ ዛረው ንዑ ከቃዋጥር ገለ መለትሪ حقነት ካብ መን ይጽበዩ ምስክርነት ካብ መን ይጽበዩ ካብ አምሃርኛ ተዛረባይ ዝባሃል حق ንስኹ ምስክረሎም ይል እንታይ ለ አምሃርኛ ተዛረባይ ወዲ ጎንደር ይኹን ወዲ ሸዋን ዓኻ ዝምስክረልካ ናትካ ጥፋት ንዝደሊ ማለት ሕዚ እንታይ እዩ መራሕቲ ሃይማኖት ተባሂሎም ትግርኛ ዛረው ጸኒሖም አም ቤተ መቅደስ ካቱ ከሎ ናይ አምሃርኛ ቅዱስ ግዕዝ ጌርካ ዘይትቅድስ ታኸንካ ትግርኛ ጌርካ ዘይትቅድስ ታኸንካ ተልጋ መልስ ይውለም ሕዚ እንታይ እዩ ትግራውነት ንኹሉ እንድሕር ጌርካ ጥራሕ ክትስዕር ተኮይና ኸም እምበር በዚህም በቲን እተሰናዕ ክልተ ስማት እኒዋ እዚአን ንዓና ሓቂቀን ድማ ጠጠው ተዝብላ ጽቡቕ እዩ ንዓና ሓቂቀን ጠጠው ይብላ ናይ ኩናት ዓውዲ ክገብርዎ እዮም ዝደልዩ ተኸባቢና ናይ ኩናት ዓውዲ ናይ ምጥፋዕ ዓውዲ ክገብርዎ መባልዕ ክገብርዎ ዝስርሐሉ ልምዓት ዝግበረሉ ሰብ ዝፈላሰፈሉ ሓድሽ ነገር ዝምህዘሉ ክኾነ ይደልዩ ከጥፍዎ እዮም ደልዩ ማለት ክጸንት ይደልዩ ምጽናት ማለት እኮ ሱካት ቃል እሱና ቀሊና ስለምስለን ምጽናት ማለት ጠቅላላ ኣብ ታሪክ ዓለም ንኸይህሉ ጌርካ ክጠፍእ ምግባር ማለት እዚ እኽቢድና ኣና ክንሓል ናይ ምጽናት ስራሕቲ ይስራሕ ኣሎ እናተሰርሐውን ይመጽዩ እዚ ግን ባህሪርና ኣለና ፖለቲከኛታትና ከይተረፉ ባህሪሮም ኣሎ ሕዚ ናብ ጽቡቕ መስመር መጽኦም ኣሎ ጽቡቕ ንሱ ነጎልብቶ እዩ ሶረ ቋሪፀካ ኣብኡ ንዕሰል ኣብኡ ንስራሕሉ እዩ رجال مسلاؤنا يدلني ابعل خب سرح ما نفسك
هو لك عيو نسو يخبلك اجين تايني مسلكا تي طفاتنا سي تماهرنا الحيز تولينا خمس متحقافنا اي انا بتعم زاد نقننا زحقسن سلون سي ماني 14 ساعات ያው ከም ተዓንተው ዘልኳ ያው ናይ አሜሪካ ላይፍ ፎቶና ግን حنا ድሕሪ ሒዚ ንህዝብና እንድሕዘይ ኮይናሲ ምን እዩ ንትግራይ ኮና ድሕሪ ሒዚ ይትናተይ ንሕና ንባዕልናሲ እዚኮ ኣነ ማለት በእውነት ገለካ ፖለቲከኛ ሰብ ይኮንኩን እየ ግን ብህልኽ ብስረዝ መፀ ብህዝበይ ህዝቢ ትግራይ ክሕረር ተሎ ግን ኣነ ተስየ ንትግራይ ንሕዘይ ተዛሪበ ኣነ ተስየ ትክክለኛ ኮነ እንተዘይለኸ መን እዩ ክገብሮ ይናተይ እዚ እዩ ካልእ ይኮነ ስለዚ ኣነ ንሕና enough is enough يلا بقى I'm sick and tired of it ቋንቋ ትግርኛ እንደሌለ ዘለኹ ግን በቃ ያኽለና ይለየ እሱልካ ዘይረብሕ ቋንቋ ናይ ማትካ ትግርኛ ሒዝና ከምቲ ንዛሮ ፀናሕና እንታይ መውዓሊና መሕደሪና እዩ ወረቀትና ንዋዕሉ አሜሪካን ተበለይ ትደምና ግን ንሕና ዘይግነትና ደምና መንና ተጋሪና ስለዚሁ ዋላ ተዋይሶም እንወሩ ከምን ሓውናስየ እንታይ ዝገብር ዘሎ ሒዚ ሃገር ህዝቢ ይውረር ለይሉ ሕሊፎ ይህብን ዘሎ ከምን ጀነራል ሰሞራ ግን ህዝቦም ሸይጣም ሃገሮም ክሒዶም ንግዚኡ ዝተረፎም ክንደይ ግዜ ኣለዋ 30 ዓመት ከጸንሕ ይኸውን ዝወዲ ዓብይ ሰብ እዩ ግን ኣነ ንውሕ ማይምነልኒ እወ ግን ከም ዓይነት ሰብሲ ናይ እንታይ ካበይ ተፈጠሩ ውርደተኛታት ተጋሩ እዮም ሞት ዘይመርፁ ህዝ 100,000 ገለ በቀዳማይ ዞርካስ ኣብ አዲስ አበባስ 100,000 ንላዕሊ ትግራዋይ ተኣሲሩ ዝንሄ ሕይዝ ንሕናስ ዝሞተ ይሞት ዝመፀ ይምፃ ድሕሪ ሕይዝ በቃ ዝሓዝናዮ ጥይ ዝሓጥናዮ ሽጉጥ ሒዝና ንሓደ ምሓራይ ንክልተ ምሓራይ እናቀተልና ንህዝብና ናፅነት ዘይነውፀሉ መገዲ እንታይ እዩ ዘለና ኣነ በቃ ኣድብከ ዝብሎ እንታይ መሰካ ሒዝና ንሕናማ ነብስ ወከፍ በቃ ኣብ ኢትዮጵያ ሙሉእ ዘሎ ትግራዋይ ኣብ ትግራይ ዘሎ ትግራዋይ ብዝሓዞ ሒዙ ንሓደ ክልተ እናቀተለ ክመውት ኣለዎ ድሕሪ ሕይዝ ድማ ንሕና ያኽለና እዩ በቃ እዚ ፈሪሕና ተፀጊዕና ተሸጉጥና ኣይነበርና ብፖለቲካም ገጢምና ኣሎም ኢና እዚ ፕሮፓጋንዳ ብሕሶ ዘምፅዎ ነበሩ ኣነ ንስኮሎ ይሓሪነት ስእኒ ስለዚ ንሕና ድሕሪ ሕይዚ ይኣኽለና ዝሓለፈ ይኣኽለና ዘለና ነብስ ወከፍ ድሕሪ ሕይዚ በቃ ምስ ኣምሓራይ ጎኒ ተፀጊዕካ ኣቀባጢርካ ትሕትና ጌርካ ምንባር የለን ትግራዋት ድሕሪ ሕይዚ ኣነ እዚ እየ ዝብል በቃ ካብኡ ንላዕሊ ግን ትእርመን እንተሊኳ ኣርመን ዝሓወይ
ጽቡቅ ኣለኻ ኣነ እንታይ ክእርመሉ ዝታኸወፅዋ ከማኻኹም ገይረ ገልፅ ደሊ ሕዚ ደጋጊሙ ክዛረቦ ዝኽእል ዓለም መበለኹም ኢላ ተጋሩ ክደልየና ይኽእል ንሕና ኣካልቲ ዓለም ምዃንና ተጋሩ ንበሃል ኣብዛ ምድሪ ዝነበርና ምዃንና ባዕልና ኢና ጠጠው ክንብል ዝግበር ስርዓት ኢኽና ማለት እዩ ብኤርትራ ይምፃእ ብዓዲ ኣምሓራ ይምፃእ ብዓዲ ግዛዕ ይምፃእ ንሕና ተጋሩ ንበሃል ህዝቢ ኣለና መዋእልና ታሪክና በባና ታሪክ እናተጓሕጓሐ ኢትዮጵያ ትበሃል ስም ንፍለጥ ነበርና ንሕና ተጋሩ ንበሃል ዝብል ቅዋም ክህልወና እዩ እዚ ምዚ ዝራፀም ሓይለ ኣምሓራ ክህሉ ይኽእል ሓይለ ኦሮሞ ክህሉ ይኽእል ኢትዮጵያዊ እየ ዝብል ጠቕላላ ብስም ኢትዮጵያ ዝሽቅጥ ኣብኡ ውሽጢ ተጋሩ እውን ኣለዉ እቶም ተልዕሎም ነበርካ ባንዳታት ማለት እዩ ኣያታትና እንትኾነ እውን ኢትዮጵያ ብትበሃል ሽም ጌጋ ዝፈፀሙ ምዃኖም ክንርዳእ ይግባእ ንሳቶም ብቅድስና ብቅንዕና ገይሮሞ ክኾኑ ይኽእል ቀደም ወለድና ቀድሞ ወለድና ዝነበሩ ብሓጎታትና እውን ገይሮሞ ክኾኑ ይኽእል ካብ ስሕተትና ዘይንእረም ዘለና ንሕና ተጋሩ ንሕና ኮይና ጌጋና ክንርርም ኣለና ቋንቋና ንዛረብ ቋንቋና ንሕሰብ ትግራዋይ ንትግራዋይ ይሕግዝ ኣጆኻ ምኪ ኢለኸ ንዓኻ እንድሕር ዘይሕግዘካ ኮይነ እንድሕር ደኣ ሚድያ ናይ ካልኦት ክሰምዕ ዝውዕል ኮይነ ናተይ ትግራውነት ትርጉማ ይብሉ ማለት እዩ ኣነ ነግረካ ኣለሁ ሕዚ ዳውን በአምሓርኛ ኢንተርቪው ንገብር ማዓት ግዜ ተሓይጥ ኣለኻ ኣነ ክሳደ ይቁረፅ ኢላ ኣምሓርኛ ስለ ዘይክእል ኣይኮነ ወይ ኣምሓርኛ ዘይዛረብ ስለ ዝነበርኩ ኣይኮነ ነይረ ያ ይመስለና ነይሩ ንጋገ ነይርና እዚ ግን ጥቕሚ የብሉን ሕዚ እውን እቶም ናይና ኮይኖም ኣሕዋትና ዝመዓድ ትምዕዶ ትመኽሮ እዚ ፅቡቅ ኣይኮነን እቶም ቅድሚ ሕዚ ተገበሩ ጌጋታት ገሊ ብቕንዕና ገሊ ብተንኮል ገይሩ ክኸውን ይኽእል እዩ እተገበረ ጌጋ ግን ኣይንድክ ዋላ ባንዳ ዘለካ ትኮንካ ጌጋ ትገብር ታለካ ተኣረም ኢልካ ምምካር ፅቡቅ እዩ ንዘይእረም ግን ሕዚ እውን መቕፃዕቲ ዘይመልሶ ሰብ የለን ኢለ ዛብ ስለዚ ኣብ ጥቓ ኮይኑ ትግሬሉ ንፀርፈካ ፍንጩ ተኽርኮዎ ማሰር ተወፅሐካ ድዩ ብዳዕሚ ወፅሐካ ድዩ ዝኾነ ነገር ከወፅሐካ ኸእል ንመንነትካ ግን ጠጠው ክትብል ማለት ንመንነቱ ጠጠው እንድሕር ዘይሃልዩ እንድሕር ዘልካ ኣበይ ኣለካ ኢሉ ክደልየካ እዩ ተረጋፂ ትኸውን ተመላኺ ትኸውን ትቕጥቀጥ ትመውት ዘናዲ የብልካ ማለት ዓይንና እናርአና ኣብዚ ህይወትና እዚ ኣዴታት ተጋሩ ብጋዕጋዕ ገልጠም ኣምሓራና ኦሮሞን እንትድፈራ ከለዋ ብዙ ዘይኽሩ ትግራዋይ እንተሃልዩ ኣነ ናቲ ትግራውነት ስም ትርጉማ የሉ ሕዚ ትብሎ ዘለካ ትክክል እዩ ኣለካ ዝዕጥቕ ተዓጢቑ ይዓጥቕ ዝውቅዕ ትወቅዕ ብኢኮኖሚ ዝሕግዝ ይሕግዝ ብፖለቲካ ዝሕግዝ ይሕግዝ ሞራል ብዝህብ ሞራል ይህብ أستراليا تجبر سلام أوصل في رقم تكونه نسوي تجراو سياتل تجبر سلام أوصل في رقم نسوي تجراو أقل ختمات قاعد صبوا من قاصد حاني جن زعج بيكون خاكم زي عينت شلو لاقى نوسا تمالي أبز قربا جزء مرحتنا لانجا قوام حيزوم قداي مسوات قوينم قداي ما أسرت قوينم آخن توف نولو إثيوبيا زبال عزو مشرفتي مرحيو إسايس أفرقي دقفو أمريكا تدقفو أي تدقفو نحنا تجارو نبهال حزبي أبز عالم زي أنا نبر ألنا تجارو نبهال تجارو زبهالو زنبرو لا مدرلا تيغراي تبهال هاجرلا أسلامي كريستيان زنبرلا إمنا زيولو زنبرلا تيغراي تبهال هاجرلا هاجر أب حنقول ناس فترنا هيكون أبايتا ون فترة لنا الله إلنا نقول نشاتين صرح اللي يزقباي تقول الله بيمان بس أجام باندا قدم نيري حزون الله أزيك عنا قطع هاي متس يخدكات يخرتم أزين اختقبر كعا أنا ما يكن عفا ما أجر كخون تجراي سلة تقول ماذا صهنا عي ما أجريت خونه كالي ونتحرم ما أجري خونه ماذا قال إذا بقرام ببدعن زمزولا بإرتراز بهالون بادو نجر محانو خطر دولك شو ما أنت شكدي يأتوا ولا صراحهم بوسوا كوي كساواي خزعنا ولا أني مال زخون إنسس زخون محارس كم زم تفلتي يقرب داري قد يموت نستور عبايت از قبر زول ما نست محانو خطر دالن يس أجم كبيديو أجم حزوني نتأمي حاجات كي أعطي قرونا له زلنا ون ناتمنى من خير خليو أنت هنا ون ينبركهن حبون سنق تمالز نور ياتاتنا ون نتا إثيوبيا تبهال دخيمة زموتو راح إيدو بيجميرو بيرهاند سبنا جنات جنا وسيوب سبنا جنات قاعد إحنا نانبك
حسوا له نسيل كايخا إن بيسبحات إن سيمسون تعيش محيزمكو باسبورت محيزم أجدلي وجزء وصيامكو عادي أبصبو عادي منواركو أيتوفو من نيرو جيم لهزبنا نهاجرنا نحلفنا أين هبن نحنا هاجرنا موزي تقتلوا من أكيد يتولدنا ولدنا تماهيرو نهاجرنا حلفو خمزة يهب إلهم تم زموتو ميتم يوم تم تأثيرهم يوم سلون سيانم زوركو نفس وكف تقرواي أو تيبي أزولو أنا سمع بكا ولا نمنتاي كارا غيرهم ولا نحد وتادر بحد خارا خصاد قريصهم نسم تقتلوا ما نحنا دحر حيزي تاشميو إثيوبيا أسي سلام كنا خنفترة لا تقارن حر زحاسو كل خينم بعلم يوم قد قارز خوش زلوا زم أدوج زياتهم ما أنا بونت يزبلك بكا النحاسكا تندق أنسيه ونعلد أو مقلي أو عدو أو أقسم أو شراء أو كل خاتماتها زد فراز الله خالي ترف نزي ناعته ونوعته ناعته ما نيشتي كاراتات نحذا ما مسلم خدفار أنت اللوا بتخرج غيرنا خودم قبل بيلن نحدا وتادر قتيلا نعاته تقتيلا ما نسلوا على الجيجن النتي دحرايز احنا ما هاجرنا حزبنا سكاب نساتم لقيقهم سلامنا سكاب نركب نساتم زبقاسي كافت زن هي سقايناتنا عباز احنا بخلته زيكونس بعسر تباز احنا كساقيو كمرم تنقور لنا انا زي سؤال كان ناقاوت كان سؤال كازي ميلام الزراب كوريخايت الزرابيه حماقايت الزرابيه قالتها يلن جن موصينا بغزاها انا اسمع امريكا لا فيزلو امريكا يزنبر انا اني تايم ابغزاي موصيو ناي سدراي ناي كدفر زبله ما بتلنيو እንኳንማ ነው يوم كنده ما ناسي ዝገርም በቃ ሓደ ግዜ ዘውቁም ነው يوم መተው ጥራይ ተተልወና ና ትግራይ ምድር ንዘለው ሂዚ ሓሪና ንምንታይ ደቂ ኣንስትዮ እናተደፈራ ህፃውንቲ ቆልዑ ደቂ 12 ቆልዑ ሲ ብናይ ሻዕብያና ብናይ ኣምበገነን መሽረፈት እናተደፈራ እየን ዝጋሰታ ዘለዋ ጥኑሳት ኣሕዋትና እዮም ዝብሉለን ዘለው ንዚኣቶም ምስ ኢራኢኻ ፍርዲ ቤት እውን የድልዮምን ንኣቶም ማኣናሪኢኻ ብግንባሮም بقى شقوق زحازة بشقوق كارا زحازة بخارا كلاشن زحازة بخلاشن نانغوركا ختز بلا ملكا تقرواي ما تعقس زلو سلاز خوانه تعقس ناقن حيزي وصي بقى تعقس بحال ينفلت انت حيزي نزياتهم ما كم تعنتو زفكروا النبري بدن بغيرنا حدا فدينا سلامنا حزبنا انت زيوصينايو صباح نغون انا اهليقوم هاجرنا تنترفه وحدسه ጨውቁይኖም ናዘሩ ለخنورو علامه زمصم ايغورون يوم منأسي تግራይ ዝዋግኡ ዘለዎ ሜዳ ጠሚና ፀሚኡና ይውልን ዘለዎ ንምንታይ ዳ استحسبولست زي حتى سخاتك كان زي نوزني ኤርትራዊ እና ነቶም ወድጎ ናትና ቋንቋ ዘይርዶም ግደፎም ነቶም ኤርትራዊ ግን ቶም ናትና ቋንቋ ዝርዶም እስቲ ንሶም ሲ 30 ዓመት ተቃሊሶም 30 ዓመት ተጨቁይኖም ሲ ኣብ ትግራይ እንታይ ዝኣክል ዲሞክራሲ ከም ዘሎ ኣነ ኮ ስማዕ ሓወይ ዝበለፀ ናይ ኢትዮጵያ ፖለቲካ ናይ ትግራይ ፖለቲካ ትፈልጦ ኢኻ ንስኻ ግን ኣነ ብትናተይ ዝረእኽዎ ንባዕሉ በብዝኸድክዎ እዋን ኣነ ፍርቂ ለይቲ ኮነ ክወግሕ በለይ ኣብ ዓድዋ ኣብ ኣክሱም ኣብ ሽረ ኣብ መቐለ ኣብ ዓዲግራት ኣብ እንትጮ ኣብ ዛላምበሳ ኣብ ዝኾነ ቦታታት ከይደ እንጆይ ገረየ ለይቲ ኮነ ቀትሪ ፖሊሳት እኔው እዮም ፌደራልት ነይሮም ዝርኦም ግን ማንም ሓንቲ መዓልቲ ኮ ኣነ ለይትን መብዛሕትኡ ግዜ ክልተ ሰለስተ ዝኾኑ መናእሰይ ምሳሕ ሒዘ ዝንቀሳቐስ ግን ናብ ፀወታ ቦታ ንኸይድ ገለ ንብል ዝነበረ ሰላም ዝርኢኽዎማ ኣነ ቦነት እየ ዝብለካ ብስሩ ዘድንቕ ብስሩ ዳሕራይ ተፃሪፍካ ንመንግስቲ ተፃሪፍካ ኣብነት ኣነ ዝገረመኒ እንታይ እዩ ቶም ፖሊስ ንባዕሎም ሓደ ግዜ እንዳጋጣሚ ዝኾነ ዓብይ ፀወታ ነይሩስ كيدي لي ريو بيل حدا بوليس ناي تግራይ ፖሊስ እዩ سلام إلي خفيا عاد بزح زغبر سلسه خفيا صحفتا انت يا بانجليزኛ بيدካ ትነብር ይልኒ አይ በቃ ወፃይ ዝነብር ግን ታሽ ቤተሰብ ክርየ መሰ አይ ሞ በቃ ዚማ ኩሉ ግዜ ዘይግበር ስለዝኾነ ንዓበል ናብቲ ቦታ ቀሪልካ ክትሪኦ መንታ ዝሓወይሉ እሕልፈ ቢሉ ንታሽ ምንፅወታስ ብሱር ደስ ክብሮም ነው ዓል ዝብለካ ትሕጊ እናኽበሩስ እንደገና ታሽም ኮይንካ ጋሻ ኮይንካ መጽኻ ነው ዓልስ በስነ ስርዓት ጠይቆም መታወቂያ ሓተተን ገለ ይበልኒ ንምንታይ ሰላማዊ ሰብ ሪኡ ብኽብሪ ከምኡ ገይር ማዕረዝያት የሪአ ዝነበሩ ካብ ትግራይ ዝኹሉ ግን ታክብለካ እየ ንሕና 17 ዓመት ተቃሊስና ንህዝቢ ኢትዮጵያ ህፍቲምና ህዝብና ግን በታ ዝሓዛ ሕርሹ ንሓረሰ ትምህርቱ እናተምሃረ ካብ 80% ንላዕሊ ደቂ ኣንስትዮ ትምህርተን ዝነቕሓሉ ብህዝቢ ትግራይ ተቃሊሱ ዝመጽ ይናሲ እዞም ሻዕብያን ወዓልቶም ህዝቦም ጨቁይኖም ኤርትራ ህዝቢ ፖፑሌሽን ብጣዕሚ ዝደኸመሉ ሲ እንታይ እዩ ዝንወዓሉ ኤርትራ ንዓርስ ካባናስ እንታይ እዩ ክመሃር ዝኽእል ዘሎ ብለካ
ያ ይወርታ
ጋሃን ዝኾነ ነትወርክ ከም ተብልላና ሲ እዞም ኤርትራውያን ሲ ብለካስ ካባና ዝመሃርዎ እንታይ እየ ንሶም 30 ዓመት ተቃሊሶም 30 ዓመት ተጨቁይኖም 60 ዓመት ሲ ሓዘንና ድኽነት ተሪፎም ዘለዉ ንሕና ግን ካውናኡ ናይ ትግራይ ሲ ዝኹለው ዝኣክል ዲሞክራሲ መፅኡ ከምድለኻ ፖለቲካ እናዛረብካ እናተፃረፍካ ብኡ ዘይትእሰረሉ ብኡ ዘይትውንጀለሉ ትግራይና ስለ ዝነበረ ሲ ብምንታይ እዩ የዝበልኩ ሕቶ
ኣብቲ ዝበልካዮ ባይ ዘ ወይ ዜናታት ስለ ዘይንሰምዖ እምበር ኣብ ትግራይ ዘሎ ሬዚስታንስ ወይ ከዓ አንጻር ዝኒሄ ኩነታት ተልዓለ ማሕበረሰብና ንገብሮ ዘሎ ምስተንክራው ነገር ክትኣምኑ ክትኣምኑ ካብ ትኽእል ንዓቐብ እዚ ንኣብነት ኣብ ወጀራት ዘጋጠመ ሓደ ታሪክ ነገረካ ወጀራት ዞም ናይ ኢትዮጵያ ሰራዊት ምስ ከኣቱ ምስ ፈተኑ ሓንቲ ሓፍትና ኣዴና ላይ ትኽእልን ሓፍትና ስድራ ነይሮማ ቶም ስድራ ክሕብኡ ጌራ እተው ኢላ ኣትያ እንጊዳቶም ናይ ዝቕረብ ምግዲኹም ደሊኹም ዕረፉ ኢላ እትያቶም ማለት እዩ እትያቶም ሰብቅዐት በሊዖም ሰትዮም ስዓረፉ ብድሕሪኡ ዝናይ ሴክሹዋል ሃራስመንት ወይ ከዓ ክጋሰስዋ ፈቲኖም ማለት እዩ ጋስዋ ምስ ፈተኑ በሉ መጻኹ ኢላ ኣብ ገዛ ከፊሎም ተለው ወፂኣ ዕጥቂ ክላሽንኮቭ ሒዛ መፅያ ዝነበሩ ቶም ወታደራት ናይ ኢትዮጵያ ዛሓቢላቶም ከምዚ ዝበሉ መስተንክራዊ ስራሕቲ ኣብ ሕድሕድ ናይ ኢትዮጵያ ሰራዊት ኣብ ዝኣተውሉ ቦታ እዩ ከምዚ ዝበለ መስተንክራዊ ስራሕቲ ይስራሕ ዘሎ ኢቨን መቐለ ውሰድ ትዝበዝሕ ሰራዊት ዝበሃለ መቐለ ተኣኪቡ ዘሎ ምሸት ደቂ ኣንስትዮ ምዕማፅ ይስርሖም ካልእ ስታይ ይብሎ ናይ ኤርትራ ጥራሕ ኣይኮነም ከምኡ ዝገብር ዘሎ ትሰርቕ ዘሎ ዘር ዘሎት ናይ ኤርትራ ጥራሕ ኣይኮነም ጠጠው ኢሉ ከምኡ ክግብር ዝገብር ዘሎ ናይ ኢትዮጵያ ሰራዊት ምሸት ግን ቀሲኑ ዝደቀሰ ናይ ኢትዮጵያ ሰራዊት የለን ከምቲ ዝመስለ ከምቲ ዝውርድ ኣይኮነም معالتاوي اوبريشن نيو معالتاوي مقتلت نيو سق يبلن تقرا سق زبلون يولون قالي نخيزرو ولا سلات عنقس سلات عصو ينبر حزي تناي درغ قطر خلته ناي ኢትዮጵያ ሰራዊት ተቋጻጽር ወንዘሎ ጉስና ተንከተማታት the majority ናይ ትግራይ ክስታይ ካዊዱ ካውቁጥሩ ወጻይ ኩቆጣጠሩና ይኽእል ምንም ተአምርስ ትግራይ ከበር ክኺልካ በሕሳብ ዘበት ኸጥሚና ይኽእሉ ዶ ኸንጽፍና ፍትን ይኽእሉ ዶ ፍትኑ እዮም ፍትኑ ጥራሕ ኮነ ይገብሩዎ ነሎ ምስተትለ ዝነበርካ ቅድሚኡ ዝነበረ ሃዋሁ ናይ ትግራይ ሪኻ ግን ትግራይ ጥራሕ ኮነ ባላብታ ኢትዮጵያ ትባሃል ዝበስንዕ ዝጨረወት ዓዲ በሃብት ሃገር ደረጃ ተዘካውን ኢኮኖሚ ብ10 ዓበየ ብ10 ሓደ ኣብቲ ዝነበረ ሃብቲ ከምዚ ኮነ የባእስ ዳኣነሩ እምበር بسلام وثيقه مئتاو زبحال بسرو كم اجندا تلاعيلو ايفلت يس تግራይ ከርካ ዝኸርካሉ እዋን መን ይኻዝ ብለካለ ከም ድላሓት ቃሳም ድላሓት ዕንድር ከም ድላሓት ስለንረስዕ እምበር ናይ ሎም ዓመት ዝነበረ ናይ አሸንዳ በዓለ ካወራ ዝካራ አክል ኮይ ዋላት ኮሮና እናሃሎ ማለት ዝነበረ ድራማታት ዝመሓላለፍ ዝነበረ ናይ ቴሌቪዥን ፕሮግራማት ምስተዋስ ንገሪ ሞንዲኻ ክትብል እንዳትሕዝ ባህል ዝሐልፍ ዝነበረ ከመይ ዝበለ ወርቅ ዝኾነ ማሕበረሰብ ኩሉ ብለዛን ስርዓትን ዝሐልፍ እድብ ዝኾነ ማሕበረሰብ ምዃኑ ትጋሩ ፍሉጥ ነዚ እውን ዓይኖም ደመሊኡ ብመንነት ብትግራውነት ጠጦም ክብል ስለ ዝኽእል ስርዓት ስለ ዝቆመ ሕዚ ጥራሕ ኣይኮነን ናይ ብዘመነ ምኒልክ ታሪክ ትብል ከለኻ ዓይኖም ደመሊኡ ብቅድሚ ዝነበረ ብድዕ ተርካኹም እዚ ከምኡ ገይሮም ክቋፃፀርዎ ዝኽእሉና መስሎም ዳኣመር ከም ዘይኸውን ይፍለጥ عدا نخفل لنا دحري حزق عدا نخفلنا نورو لنجر تطوي ولي تزاربنا زل حز تزاربنا زلو يبقى زبحاله تحساسبا دحري حزي حنقولنا خلص نحنا نبد مسلهم يتحللنا حجزنا نصانت حجزنا زقونو محرسه تقونون انا ارتراز زبحال عليك يقبلنا ارتراز زبحال هاجر كم هاجر يقبلنا نايرس ጉዳይ زي يفرس كفرسون زلو نجري فراساي دماي ምክንያቱም መሰረቱ ዓርዝ የመፀ ናይ ሕሾት ታሪክ ሒዙ ዝመፀ ናይ መግዛእት ተቀጽላ ስለ ዝኾነ ማለት ንታ ኤርትራው መንነት ክመውት የዝብል እንድሕር ጋዕገልጠ መሃሊ ኮይኑ ሽዑ ጽባሕ ንሪዮ እንዳመን ገዛ ፈሪስ እንዳመን ብሰላም ክነብር ሽዑ ንሪና ሓዊ ኣቶን እሱጉን እንትኾነ ብለካ ኣለኻ እዚ ሕሰት ኣይኮነን እዚ ጸላኣይ ተብዝሑ ገለ ብሎ ዘሎ መዓዝ ከፈታውትና ኮይኖም ኣነ ጸላኣይ ኮንኩ ዘብዝሕ ዘለኻ ኣክቹዋሊ ኤርትራው እየሉ ባዕሉ ስሙ ዝጽውዕ تግራዋይ ክርኢ ከለኹ ጸላ ህዝቢ ትግራይ ኦሬዲ ጸላ ኢኻ እየሊ ዝነግረካ ዘሎ ናይ መግዛእት መንነት ይንዑ ጽቡቕ ሓለፋት ገይሩ ዝወስድ እዚ ጸላ ኢኻ ጸላ ምንም ትከብሮ ኢትዮጵያ ዝበሃል እውን ከምኡ ስለዚ ጸላ ሓድሽ ኣይተፍርዩ ኢሎም ዝስከፉ ሰባት ኮኑ እውን ኣይትስምዕዎ ፈተውትና ከመዓዝ ኮይኖም ይፈልጡ መዓዝ እዮም ንዓና ፈትዮምናስ ንዓና ደኺቦምና ዝፈልጡ ዝብሳዕ ድዩ ቅድሚ ደርግሙ ዳኣብ ትብረታው ቃልሲ እዋን ደኮነ 77 ኣብ ጥሜተው ዝነበረሉ ኣይተሓልፍን ዝኸልከለ ሰራዊት ኤርትራ ደይኮነ መንግስቲ ኤርትራ ደይኮነ ትሕዝ መንግስቲ ዝብል ሻዕብያ ደይኮነ ዝገበ ስለዚ እቲ ከባቢ መዋእሉ ንንሩስ ዝባላዕ ዝግበር ዘሎ ሓደ ብተን ተሰናዕ ኣስማት ተበገሰ ናይ ሕሶት መንነት ዝሓዝ ሓይል ምዃኑ ኣይንረስዕ ንሕና ድማ ትክክለኛ መንነት እናሃለወ ዘኹርዕ ታሪክ እናሃለወ መሰረትና ምዑር እናሃለወ ብንታይ ክብሉኒ ንመስለልና ጸቢቅና ረእ ካልኦት ክምስክሩና ብዝብል ተዳኺምና እንተርፈለን በርቲዕና ንውፃ ንኽእሊና ዓይ በርቲዕና ንውፃ ንኽእሊና ኣምሓራይ ወሉ ግዛዕላ ፍንጩ ተርፈዎ ተወቅት ቁጥቁጦ ወዕካ ቀትለካ ቀጥቅጠካን ዝመጽ ዘሎ ታልካ ምሕረት ትገርፈሉ ኣብ ዓድኹን ኣብ ወፃኡ እኔና ከምዚ እውን ኮድ ነው ሓርተ ዛረብትኒ ወሕዘ መዓልታዊ ህይወትና ንረኽቦም ኢና ልክዕልክዖም ትነረኽቦ ዝመጽ ከዓ ተኽርፎ كمي جيرو خماها ودت شحته ورحزو خنس كفرح كاته نعها خمبرك كاته ملذ زي سبقنا تيدليو مخرونا يدليو زي تقبر كلها مايك نعها قلنا خاطة طول حاوي مايك زبها زي تقبر كله نتقراونت انت داكم كله كم زي قبروا وفتنا له نعها كلا خلك كم هو نعيت كلا خلك ليه مال كم جير كا هاجرز مسرتها لذي نحنا نكلا خلك دفن نقبر لنا بعدنا دفن نقبر لنا تزي جيرنا خطفنا تلازم لما عندنا عند حراسيو صباح مغونا واخ بس والله نخردالن كاوزي زوص باندا زغونه تግራይ ተባለ አታ ናይ ባንዳ ስራሕት ንግበር ለኻ تمخرو هذا شع قلت شع ثلاث شع تمخرو تعبك خلقها دريبك بوزو تطلبه انت قبلك عدا عندك تحرز انا صبرا انس انت قال تزارب زني غير 5 سمعت تقول انت حما باند 4 اند اوف ستوري ناتك نعاها عدل تزركب قدل يتوقع له امرات بحال نعاها عدل تزركب عاكب عقاي بحال قل يتوقع له لمنتا عدا اللامخا بلع سغا بعلع سغا بصوتيخا حما ايخا تبلو ازي كوم زبل اندحر دقا مرر زبل قوام اندحر تحيزو قوه هاي كنحزلن ازي نقبر دما اتو اب مريت تግራይና ዝኒህ ዝሳቅ ዘሎ ሕብረተሰብና እውን ክትህን ስለዘሎ ካብ ትግራይ ወፂ ሱዳን ከኣትወል ዘይኽእል ኩነታት ተፈጥሮ ይተዓቆ እንትበሃል ከሎ እዚ እንድሕር ዘይሕመና ኮይኑ እንታይ ትግራውና እንታይ ኮም ይገብሩ ኣሎ ክፀንት ክጠሚ ክደክም ክሽቁረር ትግራውነቲ ዕዳ ኮይኑኒ ኢሉ መንነቱ ክቅይር ካውን ዓቶ መሲሉ ክነብር ዝሓመቀ ድማ ንዓቶ መሲሉ ስለ ዝነበረ ይገድፍዎ ደተልካ ኣይገድፍዎ يقصل اسكع زرؤ زطفء تمنامين اسكع طفي دو مبر نغرك تاريخ هاجر نسا ايتيبيا تبالكو بقوصر بزح زنورو بايكونوم زدرجو زنوركو تግራዋይ ኮይ كدكم زغورو ግን ናይ ኮሎኒያል መግዛእቲ ናይ እስልምና ምትእትታው ببحر يقبሉ بدحري እናተዳኸመ ዝغد እዚ ንክዳኸም ግን ንሕና እውን ኮንትሪቢዩት ገርና ኢና ስለዝደኸም ስለዘይተቃለስ ስለዚህ ክንቃለስ ይግባ بجنزب اسخل بجنزب يقالس بحسب زقالس بحسب يقالس بطنچا زلو بطنچا يقالس قتل دل هاي قتل انت قتل قلعه تدعنو تحجزو حقኛ الካ تماغوتل مدرخ وصيخا ምክንያቱም ሕግ ሰረሓ بموغوتي بسነ موغوتي ጠጠው ኢልካ ተካራኸረሉ ንኸጥፎ ዝመፁ ኖ እዚ ዝገብርዎ ዘለው ብኸምዚ ምክንያት እዚ ዕላማ ስለ ዘለው መልካ ዲፈንድ ትገብሩ هم غيرك هاجر يمسر ስለዚህ ትግራውነት ካምፕታ ማለት ኩለ መዳያው ይፍበል እኔ ወይ ቋሪጸካ
that's okay so ንምንታዩ ሙልነጋ ካብ ስልጣን ኮርድ የሉ መመልከቻት እዩ
هو ንሱ ከሞራ ይዙረ ዘሎ ግን እቲ ከም ምክንያት ዘቅርብዎ ዘለው ሓደ አብይ አሕመድ ዘቅርበሉ ሕቶታት ነይሩ ስራሕይ ክሰርሕ እንድሕር ኮይነ ወታደራዊ ሓገዝ ኤርትራ ዝበሃል ሰራዊት ንክወፅእ ኢኮኖሚያዊ ሓገዝ ድማ እኩል በጀት ዝበሃሉ ናይ ምግቢ ቀረብ ናይ ሂማኒታሪያን ስራሕቲ እውን ብግቡእ ንክግበር ዝብል ሕቶ ቅሪቡ ስለ መልሲ ዘይረኸበ እዩ ኣነ እዚ ብክልተ ወገን ነይረ እዩ ሓደ ቶም ናይ ሙሉ ነጋ ደገፍቲ ዝበሃሉ ጽቡቕ ሰብ ከም ዝኾነ ምሲሎም ንኸቅርብዎ ስለዘሸገሮ ሪዛይን ይገብረሎ ዝብል ናይ ሕሰብ ፕሮፓጋንዳ ክኾን ይኽእል እንተገይሩ ድማ እንታይ እዩ ተባይታ ዘሎ ሓቂ ከስርሖ ስለዘይኽእል كسرعون سلازيخل حكم سلازغونه قوميل انتقونه زغرب ነገር እዩ انا بخلتي ዝሓሶ I don't think ዝሓተ ገና ይመስላል እዚ بفانا ወፂ ተባለ አፋና ብሮድካስቲንግ ቸገሮ ይወሰድ ናይ ሶማሊያ ኔትወርክ ዘውፀሎ ንሶም ትክክል የመውፅም ከምኡ ኢሉ ከም ዝሓተተ እቶም ናይ ኦሮሞ ፒፒ ዝበሃሉ ናይ ደቅሸዋ ኦሮሞታት እዮም ንሳቶም ድማ ክጸንሐለካ ኢሎም ይልምንዎ ከም ዘሎ እዮም ዛረቡ ዘሎ ነብዩ ሱሑል ዝበሃሉ እውን ከምኡ ከም ሕቶ ከም ዘቅረበ ይዝረብ ዘሎ ኣነን ኣይቅበሎን ሓቃ ይመስለኒ ንዞም ምስለይ ነዚኣቶም ንዞም ባንዳታት እዚኣቶም ፀቢቆም ንኽርአዩ ንትግራይ ይሰርሑ ዘለዎ ንኸምስልዎ ኢሎም ዝዛረብዎ ዘለዎ ዘረባ እምበር እዚኦም ልቢ ገይሮምስ ንኣብይ ኣሕመድ ፈለማ ኣይኮነ ክትነቅፎ ክትዛረቦ ሕቶ ከተልዕሎ ይትኽእል ብዕለ ፍሊጥ እዩ ዝኾነ ይኹን ናይ ፒፒ ኣባል ኣብ ፒፒ ንዝግበር ናይ ብልጽግና ዝግበር ስራሕቲ ዝነቅፍ ድሕር ኮይኑ ካብ ብልጽግና ለቂቁ ይወፅእ ዝብል ብዕሊ ኣፍሊጥ እዩ ኮምፕሊት ዲክቴተር እዚ ኣጸቢካ ምርኣይ ዝግበር ዘሎ ናይ ባዶ ሰለስተ ናይ ኤርትራ ናይ ኢሳያስ ዓይነት ናይ ባዶ ሰለስተ ጎስጓስ እዚ ተዘይትገዝኦ ጽቡቕ እዩ ገይሩ እንተኾይኑ ግን ዝጠቅሞ ንዑዳ መርዓነ ይኮን ንሱ ናብ ህዝቢ ይሕከም ስዋሕንጎ ሪዛይን ተገይሩ ሙሉ ነጋ ትግራዋይ ይቅበሎ እዩ ንዑ ጽቡቕ እዩ ከማ አንተ ገይሩ ግን ሓንቲ ለይቲ ይሕድርዎ ለተልቃነ ይሕድርዎ ለጥፍዎ ወዳው ይጥፍዎ ሆነ ቆም የተረዲየ ዘለኹ
ታሒዚ ሓዳሽ ሓባር መጽያትን ዘላ ግን ያው ጋዜጠኛ በሻር ሃሺ ያሰፍ ዝበሃል ኩሉ ግዜ በትዊተር ዝወጽ እዩ لطيفوا زلن تاياتبل Tigray's interim president Dr. Mulu Naga has submitted his resignation to the office of Abiy. This information by some EPP officials. The reason for his resignation is to be the plight of the people of Tigray and the presence of Eritrean troops in Tigray region, Ethiopia.
هو متامس لك عزي أنصارنا هجرة تطوز ولا نعم وسلطان زي مثلا ناي عسيمبا انتاي تجيب أب تجرا أتيزلو سراويت إيرترا وتصلوا بجمرة زعما تجرا من محدار وكعناي سجل كستاي نحسب بمالو أتو دوريز بهالنا عسيمبا وديانا ما أسيرهم من وين جز جورا نجيب أوكي زو كرما زترشنا غازيتانيا انتايلي تزاريو زترغاغام حيتم ناي تجراي تي في مرح أكل ناي بيبي خول أبي ومي هاو ورقت كتبتنا قال كتبتني لم مسكال أيو مش ساعات الله في حليف كالم أما أخذ مقالقتي لهم سلازي مولو نجا صبيق ونخر زجبرو واتقا زجبرو سبات كله يوم لازم متان أنت جيروجين for the sake of تجاري لهم اللي تقالي سكت تقالات يكون الله مالتي إحنا حق قريب الله مالتي يصبوا بتجبار جن رأيه يناتي هذا خو مثل التبهالة راح قلنا هو إلنا زي نقبله خبل أنت حركيله وتخكليه شبو جن تحدث هاي وقعت بخالي ملكع زلوا تاريخ جري يدرس هاي خو بحالنا حشوة بس يجبري زغر نحجي وحسرات كل رجال جرو هبزيلو مويتو يمانا نوكيا تقتلهم نبي سحلون تواري رزبل زينام بي والله سوري صبوغ زغوايز كبيو جي ستوديو ناي جي ستوديو من تسفعل من صبوغ كوبز غازيتانيا صبوغ تግራውን ኤርትራዊ ግን ትግራዋይ ይዝብል صبوغ راحتي سرحت ودنسو ግን ነብይ ስሑል ከም ተባረረ አብልዎ አጋጌ መሆኑ ሁሉም ዝልግበት ይዘለን
እሺ ግናው sorry قتلوا حتى كان يعني نايز تمولو ያው ናይ በሐቅ ተገይርወስ ይቃለሰ ለይልካ መስልኒ
ተገይርዎ ቦይ
አነ ግን ቦይኮነን ዝቀበሮ
ኦኬ
ንሱሲ ካብ ስልጣን ሒዚ ወረደ ወረደ ንህዝብ ሒዱ ንትግራይ ክሒዱ ዋይ
ኦኬ
ስለዚ ሓደ ከምቲ ዝሓለፈ ንሕና ይቅርታ ዝሓተቱ ይቅርታ ተቀቢልና ናባና ክንሓውሶም ኢና እንተይልና እዚ ንሱ አነ ንባዕሉ ብስሩ ታሽሙ እዩ ስሕተት እዩ ዝብሎ ምክንያቱ ብደርጊ ተሸወድናዮ ብደርጊ ግዜ ሕማቅ ዝሰርሕዎ ዝነበሩ ይኣኽለና የዝብል ኣነ በቃ ድሕሪ ሒዚ ንትግራይ ዝሓደ ትግራዋይ ካፍቶም ኣምሓሩ ካፍቶም ሻዕብያ ካፍቶም ኩሎም ዝበኣሰ ቁፅሪ ሓደ ናትና ፀላኢ ኮይኑ ይቅርታ ጠየቀ በቃ ከምኒ ሳሞራ ከምኒ ሙሉ ካለት ዝምነው ዞም ባንዳታት ንሕና ይቅርታ ሃይብና ሃገርና ተመሪሶም ክነብሩስ ኣይንደልን በቃ ብናተ ሪእቶ
ኦኬ ትብሎ ዝበልኩ ታመስለካ እዚ ንሱ ከምሶም ስለተጓነፀ ተቀቢልካ አካል ናትካ ትገብረለካ ማለት ኣይኮነን ንሱ ይኮን ዝብለለኹ እንድሕር ደኣ እታ ግራውንድ ዘላ ሪያሊቲ ዝወፅለለ ግፍዕታት ትክክል ዘይምዃኑ እንድሕር ደኣ ብግልፂ ሓይትሙ መንግስቲ እዚ ትክክለኛ መንግስቲ ኣይኮነን ኢሉ እንድሕር ጊዝዎ ንትንገብሮ ዘለና ቃልሲ መረጋገፂ ይኸውን ኣሎ ማለት እዩ that means ኣብ ትግራይ ዝኒሄ ብድዕብ ትግራይ ዝኒሄ ክራይም የውግዞ ኣሎ ማለት እቲ ዘውግዞ ዘሎ ውግዘት ከምታ ኣካል ተቃልሲ ጌርካ ተወስዶ ንሱ ኣዘ ፐርሰን ካሊ ጉዳይ ኣካልካ ጌርካ ንሱ ክተጉዕዞ ኢኻ ማለት ኣይኮነን ንሱ ካሊ ዘረባ እዩ ዝተፈለየት ትብሎ ዘለካ አይ ቲንክ ምሳኻሉ ግን ትዝሕዝ ዝወስዶ ስጉምቲ እንድሕር ሓቂ ኮይኑ ማለት ኣብ ትግራይ እዚ ስራሕ ክስራሕ ኣይከኣልን መንግስቲ ዝኣተኻዮ ቃል ክትግበር ኣይከኣልካን ናይ ሰራዊት ኤርትራ ካብ ትግራይ ክወፅእ እናተገቦ ክተውፅኦ ኣይከኣልካን ዓቅሚ የብልካን ስለዚ ትግራይ ኣብ ኬኦሰላ ኣብ በደልኒ ህዝብና ይጭፍጨፈሉ ይሕረደሉ ይቅተለሉ ኢሉ ንሕር ተዛሪቡ ትንሕና ንብሎ ዘለና እዩ ዝግፎ ዘሎ ማለት እዩ እዚ ተዛረቦ ዘረባ ኣካል ተቃልስና ጌርና ንወስዶ ኣው ንሱ ምስኦም ዘለዎ ጉዳይ በዓል ዲል ይግበር ኣነ ግን ከምኡ ክብል እዩ ዝግምት ግን የብለይን እየ ጎሄድ
ኣነ ግን ንሱ ይኺድናዎም ዝሮ በአዲስ አበባ እንዲ ዝቕመጥ ዘሎ ኣነ ግን ካብ ኤርትራ ወታደር ካብ ትግራይ ካብ ዝወፅእ እቲ ናይ ፌደራል ወታደር ካብ ትግራይ ይውፃእ እሞ እቶም ናይ ሻዕብያ ወታደር ትናህና ናይ ትግራይ ወታደር በዓል እዮም ይዝህብ በቃ
ካስብል ኣነ ኣይኖ ቀዲም ይውፃእ ኩሎም ናይ ደገ ሓይልታት ኢለ ዝወስድ መንግስቲ ኢትዮጵያ ዝመርሖ ሰራዊት ይኹን ብኤርትራ ተመዊሉ ዝመፀ ክልቲኦም ኣብ ልዕሊ ትግራይ ግፍዒ ይፍፅመሎ ክወፀሎም ንዘይወፅእ ድማ ቅጥቀጠሎ ቅተለሎ ዝቅበር ቅበረሎ ክጠፈሎ ኩልና እዚ ክንቃለሰለና ዝብል እምነት እዩ ዘለና ኣይና ይቀድም ናይ ፕራዮሪቲ ጉዳይ እዩ ከከም ዝጥዕመና ክንከይድ ንኽእል ኢና ክልቲኦም ግን ናይ ደገ ሓይልታት እዮም መጀር ፀላእየ ግን ከምቲ ዝበልካዮ መንግስቲ ኢትዮጵያ ፀላእየ ዝብላል ምክንያቱም ናይ ደገ ሓይል ኣትዩ ክትውረር ክትቃዕ ክትቀተል ክትቀጥ እንድሕር ዝገብር ኮይኑ ቀዳማይ ወዲ ሃገርካ ናትካ ሓውካ የናበለ ዘቅትለካ ዘሎ ኢትዮጵያዊ ኢትዮጵያ ዝበሃል ዝዓገልጠ መንግስቲ ካብ ደርግ ዝበኣሰ ንሱ መጀመርያ ክፀሪ ዘለዎ ክወፅ ዘለዎ ሰራዊት ንሱ ካብኡ እቲ ኢንቫይትድ ኮይኑ ወይ ከዓ ዕድል ረኺቡ ቦታ ተኸፊትሉ ብምእታው ኣንደርስድዩ ንሱ ከዓ ተከር ትገብሩ ባዕላ በቲወል በተለ ግን ኣይን ይቅደም ክልቲኡ ግን ወራር ሓይሊ ክልቲኡ ኣፍልጦ ይህቦና ክልቲኡ ፀረ ተጋርነት ንተጋሩ ከጥፍእ ከፅንት ክቅጥቅጥ ትደፍር ከናሹ ከንበርክኽ ከድኪ ዝመፀ ሓይሊ ክልቲኡ ምንም መፈላላይ የብሎ ዕላማው ትግራይን ምስላ ጥራሕ
እቶም ኤርትራ ኾኑ እቶም ኣምሓራ ኾኑ ገለ ኾኑ ተማሪኾም ሓደ ግዜ ናብ ቀይሕ መስቀል ተመሊሶም ሂወሞም ተምናትና ተመሊሶም እንደገና ኣብ ቃልሳትዮም ክወግኡና እንተለውሲ ኣብ ካልኣይ ኣብ ሳልሳይ ግዜ ዝማርኽዎም ዘለዉ ንምንታይ እዩ ስሕተቱ ዝስራሕ ዘሎ ባና
እሱን ዓብ ጌጋ እዩ
እዚኦም እዚ ሓደ ግዜ ማሪኽካዮም ሓደ ግዜ ረዲኻዮም ከይዶም ኣለዉ ንሳቶም ግን ወይም ምሳና ኮይኖም በቃ ኣይንምለስን ኢና ምሳኹም ወጎንኹም ኣለና ይበሉ ወይ ድማ ካልኣይ ግዜ ተተመሊስኩም ከተተሓይስኩም ክትርሸኑ ኢኻ ኣጊድካ ትነግሮም ተመሊሶም ተኣትዮም ናብ ውግእ ምርጫኦም ባዕሎም ንሞት ወሲኖም ኣለዉ ስለዚ ሲ ካልኣይ ግዜ ሳልሳይ ግዜ ነማርኾም ዘለና መገድስ እዚ ንባዕሉ መምርሒና ንምንታይ እዩ
ጌጋ
ሸረፋት እንሄዎ
ምሳኻ ኣሎ እውን ጌጋ እዩ ቅድሚ ሕዚ ውግዕና ኣለና ተዘራሪብና ኣለና ኣነ ጌጋ ኢለ ዝሓስብ ምንም ንዕኦም ስካም ዘድል ነገር ኣይኮነን ዘይፀርፉ መዓት መንእሰይ ይሃልቅ የለን
ግና እዚ ሲ
ጉልባዶ ማባቀር ዛኔ او زي تبحث مسارح ሒዙ እንዲመስል تعادي او متقتلك መስለ ተቀትለ በቃ አለከ
ታዳ ኣነ ሱስ ጌጋ ኢና ኣው በቃ መብዝሕ ዘማይጠና ያለን ተረፈ ያው እቲ ናይ ትግራይ ወታደር እቲ ቃልሲ ከም ዘሎ ጥራይ ዘይኮነስ እናጠንከረ ይመጽእ ከም ዘሎ ፍሉጥ እዩ ሒዚ ግን ንሕና ብጣዕሚ ዘሕዝነናና ዘጥይቀና ዘሎስ እቲ ታራ ህዝን ባዕሉሲ እንታይ ገበሮም ዝጭኩንሉ ዘለው ኩናት እንተኮይኑ መንሰይኮ ቦክስ ዝገብር ቦክሲ 101 እዩ እቲ ግራውንድ ንሄዮ እቲ ግራውንድ ሒዚ ክንደይ ዘይተቃጸላ ታንክታት ዘይተወረሳ ንብረት ናይ ኢትዮጵያና ናይ ትግራይ ማነው ናይ ሻዕብያውን ኮይለን የትግራይ መጽን እኮ ተዳሃኸን ተቃጺለን ኮይን ክንደይ ኮን ኤርትራውያን ሒዚ ተማሪኾም ንሕና በቃ ተላኣኽናዮ ኺዱ ውረሩ ኺዱ ከምዚ ጎሪና ተባሂልና ነበር ንፈልጦ ነገር የለና ዛዕባ ትግራይ ካነይ ጨኩንኩም ጥሜት ዝቀተለኩም ህዝብና ዘራገ ብጣዕሚ ሕማቅ ትስቃይ ዝነበርኩሞ ብናይ ትግራይ ህዝብ ስለ ዝኾነ እዩ ኢሉ ኮይና ማዓደ ሰሊዱ ህዝብና ብሻዕብያ ዝሕረር ዝውዕል ዘሎ እናሲ ኣብዚ ከ ነቶም ኤርትራውያን ኣብ ዳያስፖራ ዝነውስ እንታይ ዓይነት ሓሳብና እንታይ ዓይነት መልእኽቲ ነመሓላልፈሎም ኢልካ ትሓስብ
ያ anyway ቲ ንሱ ክሕልፎ ዘሎ እንታይ መስለካ ኢሳያስ ኣፈወርቂ ከዓ ንኻቱ መንግስቲ ዝገብሮ ዘሎ እታ ኤርትራዊ መንነት ክትኩልዕ እንድሕር ኮይና ክትብልፅግ እንድሕር ኮይና ክትፍለጥ እንድሕር ኮይና ኣብ ሞት ተጋሩ እያለ ስለ ዝሓስብ ቅድሚ ሕዚ እውን ናይ ፀሊ ፕሮፓጋንዳ ይሰርሕ ነይሩ ሕዚ እውን ኣብ ኤርትራ ኣብ ሳዋዶ ብዛዕዳ ዝስልጠኑ ሰባት ስርሖምን ትግራዋይ ምፅላእ እዩ ሕዚ እቶም ኣብ ትግራይ ኣትዮም ኩሉ ግፍዕ ዝገብሩ ዘለው ኣብ መንጎ ተጋሩን ኣብ መንጎ ተጋሩ ኣሎ መንጎ ተጋሩ ኤርትራ እውን ኢለ ይፅውዕና ሱር ኤርትራ ዝበሃል ምድሪ ከም ክሳይ ኣነ ኣይወስደኒ መንግስቲ ኤርትራ ዝበሃል የለን ኢትዮጵ ኤርትራ ዝኒ ሓይሊ ኣብ ተጋሩ ውሽጢ ምብላዕ ምቅታል እንድሕር ተፈጢሩ ኤርትራ ዝበሃል መንነት ክኩልዕ ስለዚ ሕዚ ዩናይትድ ኔሽንስ ዝፈረመላ ዛዕምዛዕ ዝበሃል ዩናይትድ ኔሽንስ ዝፈረመላ ሃገር ዝፈልጦ እዩ ትግራይ ዝበሃል ኣካል ኢትዮጵያ ወሪርኩም ዘለኹም እንተ ወሪርካ ሳውንት ውረር انت قتل كاساون قتليها 4 نتو يزي ارترا زبال هاجر يلن وراري سرعات حسكا بوراري سرعات مرح هاجر كله كايغل ندامن ادميخا تقيخا نسخا بسلام كتنبر زول ملختينا نحل حزي انا ارترا بحال تقفل زبل انت هالي خوينو يرخبك منقد مال يرخبك بميدا مال ازي انتس بإثيوبيا امصا انتس بزعم صعب لعل تجارب تفصم زلو كلما تجارب تفصم وقبعين احنا نكون فريم هنا ارتراز بحال ديفند قبرته هلا واحد ديفند قراي فتاوينا خوينا يفلتنا نمزلان عاده سب ارتراوي تجمر بقى صلاي يعني قال لك 4 نتقال تግራዋይ ተወለ ትግራዋይ ዳስ ኢትዮጵያውያን ስለነ ኾለ صلاي እዩ ኣብ ጥፍዓተ እዩ ንሱ ክነግስ ዝደል ዘሎ ኣብ ጥፍዓት ተጋሩ እዩ ሃገረ ኢትዮጵያ ተባሃል ክምስርት ዝደል ዘሎ ስለዚህ ንመጥፍ እየ ክፈቱ ኣይክእልን ኣነ ትግራዋይ ኢላ ንውድ ኦብትሩ እዚ ምንም ሎጂክ የለን ኤርትራውነቱ ኤርትራ ብትባሃል ሃገር ከኹሉ አይኮነን ዝደል ዘሎ ተጋሩ ብምጥፋእ እዩ ኤርትራውነት ከኹሉ ዓደል ዘሎ ስለዚህ ተጥፈንኒ ስለዚህ ካብ ኣነ ጠፍስኻ ትጠፍ ትጓሓፍ ንስኻ ምን ስለዝኾን ካ ንስኻ ብልዕል ተጋሩ ንስ موقل إيشاس عفورك تግራይ انتاي نمنتاي كومزي يقبرلو إلكم حتوتو انتم إرتراويناتونو نمنتاي كومزي يقبرلو نوزي تقاليسكم نحرد زي تقالي وخونكم دما نحنا إرترات بالك يتنكوي نايت نيشن فرمال أي فرمال نايرسا قدا زلن عقمان خطفايد عن الإنسان that's it نمنتاي تفعات ناي تقاري أتسرح زل تفعات ناي تقارون خي تسرح زي تقاليس وخونكم تسبقكم قياحكم نايس كونكم قشخونكا حجخونكا نعيت قبر لي نغير طفات حزبها تفعزل حز طرحخ ايكونن تاريخ حقي نفلطو سبعان شوعتن حزب تግራይ بطميت خوستريلو محلفن السودان زخلكله سراوت شعبيه تطو بزدغفو ارتراو زبሃል ስለዚህ انا نزينا قواطركو زنورو لمخنيات ايهلو لازم لب غيرهم لو قالوس نيوكو ارتراواننا مال غريفم تغارينا زلو معات نيو بسرون تغارو كو حدش ነገር كو بس تغارو
ኢሳያስ ወ ትግራዋይ ዝባል
ወግን ናይ መግዛእቲ ይስታኒ ዝሰርሕዋ ስለሆነ ሕዚ ተጋሩ ኢና ኣብዝሉ ኣብ ኤርትራ መውቆል ሃልዎ እምበር ሕዚ ኤርትራ ምሎ ዘለና መንደፈር ወሎ ዓድኾሉ ወሎ ብዙ ሽመጃና ወሎ ኪድ ንባሕር እስከ ገምገም ቀይሕ ባሕር ዝኒሄ هذا يوحنس دمو خفسي سلوي تجار دمو مفسو بليوم هاجر كوين قصيل ما نسني حلكا مدانا 50 كا مدانا هاجر جيرس يحون لكال انا نخيور الصحلا قالو مس دربش تواجه امين مس كمس تواجه مس ناي تركي سلطانه تواجه تግራዋይ ዝባሃል ማሕበረሰብ هذه ريفرس نخجبر تግራዋይነት መንነት ተጥፊኡ ኤርትራ ትባሃል ስም ከምጽደለ ድማ سرعات إساياس يبهال مننته خيلو تقراونت كتف السرح مالك نوزي نحرزا يقالس وخوينم زمسات زياتهم نعنا خوننا إساياس نزبهال سرعات زمسات حساسا زي يقالس ونحر خوينم نزيام نعنا خونا يكون نوزي زقالس نيو حزن نتدرس زرو زبهال نوزي تتعرفوا تعلو زلهم تقارو انت أي حمامكم أنا حناتي حتو نوزي سي كتتعرفوا تعلو تقارو نيو انت أخذ تبل and then تدرس زرو انت حرداتو خوينكم دن منو مو حقوف نتم بانداتات نقول نقا مو حقوف نتم درغاوين مالك سلازي تقليلنا كنردو يبنال التسنع سبي ارتراز بحال ممنوع ነገር እዩ ንምንታይ ነፃነት ተቃለሱ ግን አይኮን ብዝኾነ ይኩን ሓይሊ ክብርከ ከብለ ተቃለሱ ጽቦ ትግራዋይ ዘጽል እንታይ ለካ ታይገርካ ትግራዋይ ከጥፎ ይኸጥሞ ይዘብል እንታይ ለካ ምንም ሪዝን የውለው ንሶም ግን ታ ኤርትራውነት ባህል ትጽል ትኽእል ተጋሩ ብምጥፋእ ኢሎም ይሓስቡ እዚ ጸላኢ ኻይ ማለት ሎሚ ይኹን ጽባሕ ንጉ ኣነ ምሕረድኩም ዝበለሰ ናይ ሕመቅ መምርያ خطفك أنا ولا نعود حقول مغنى ثمن أو بحث حق تقول مغنى تغير كم أتخكل يا تاي تبعت بهال إثيوبيا تبهال نقتلو بهيرة تجراي تبهال وكع بهيرة أورومو تبهال كتفلو يبلك نسخون قال لكم زي تعاطوا محرهم زعم زحهم قال قاعد لكم ممكن ولا ممكن كله عقم يهلونا ألا أين بزحكم إكسبوزيت تطور already نسألك كسب صلاة تبزحت خل already سألك أيد لك هذا أوكي كم زوجة تحسسوا خلوا بلزم نفتح حياة بس ناس رعات خوفي له ديسكس قبل زخر خالي زربا كم زبالة اللي الحزب بلوا وقت كتوامي أركي وامي عديت هالتقرأ يكون إحنا تجارو إنا سلز ولا ده عد قرأ زقاتة ما وقرأ زقاتة ما حنت فيديو محل فلا سمعوا ما نتقول نستحلفوه تزار ولا سويتي بس كعزن إحنا يتبع مننا نحن تورناهم كم يتبع عندنا يكون بس تو إرترا تبهالون قبل اللي تجارو زلكم سلي نقبل إن إحنا أكنولوجي نقولكم وين نقبلكم من الحق يونايتد نيشنز لازم فرموا لكم إرترا هذا مسوي
بلنكا كسمعك ورتات لها
لولا أنصار هزو يزولون بي أنصار وتدر يولون تدر تعبينه وتدر برها إلى أمة بي أو كتما يسعون ديما إسي حاريدهم ديما إسي قتلهم تأيتي جزا عميهم فتكسيان عميهم مسجد عميهم لعليه ولهم سلازي ناي هزو ينبي ناي سراويت يكون سراوي تحبينهم برها خيدهم سراويت ينكوا قلب أمر لهزو يكونوا يلاقوا أتقي عطا أنا ما كبت هزوي
سكاز ناي أورالتين بقبل عنا جريني ناقرس خل تسجل دي لنا نحن حزز حزن سبع مالتي سلام وصل ناي حادث درا سدس روعته زموتو أديتات تدفرالو أنا أتيت تقنصللو حدمة زي فلي والعيلو عبيت يلا بس كيلو من سلزي أوزي تعميح ما أس تاريخ زي أز أما تمرزي أف تكنولوجي زلو عادي كذي ونزي من بس سيد هاري تبص مالت
تقرأي جن زي كون النير كحساي بقول نير بي بتأيي حساي يفده بهاجر مفاس يكون اللي فده لازم كندي أو قرص كندي من سي رجيفه كندي جزاء عنين كندي نورات تسرقه معاتهم كده تيترفه معاتنا من قصد من برات يترفع تسرقوا من الشعبية توريرنا لازم سي هذاك من رحية من قصدي نتقرأ من رحية من قصدي ما كان بناتي الرادة أي مرحلة صباح لي مرحلة هذا كان أوراركس هذاك من رحية مالك تغكر يكون يجيب أو يتكلم يكون كلام رحية تقرأ يجيب يجيب أو يجيب كل هاجر تقرأ يلو الحزام هاجر تقرأ يلو اللي هاجر يجيب أو يتكلم تبقى وتفهم يعني
نصايا زبالك مثلا
تغكل
إنه زحزن خبيت مكراي هزنا مطي وزن هي جن حيز خان دحر حيز سي خمتو لو دلها نك اطرنا نتماسسلنا منبار نقدف حرينا حيز تسينا صلاينا مننتنا فري حالنا صلاينا فليتنا قبطار خصكم زي ولو حرنتنا بقلصمنا بحيلنا بجنزبنا بفلطتنا نبر بغربيت بميات بقدها زبال يلا عصا
بفصم لا يسرح سلازي تمايت دبلوما سلازي كونه احواتينا سلازي بله قالصم سلازي تقالسك حبركا بيجيبا زل صقم حبركا هتفتح سلازي فتنكا يكون زغبركا انت غبركا نحاتكا منن نحاتكا صحري كم حفاظ حمد يزبال كم حفاظ حمقشتي بلل يزتر اوتيكا خاطر زوم هزب تازياتهم نعنا صبو تمني زفلت يله ليش حزبون تجارو بوليتيكال كوريت كون زلا اي نبزع زيبا خبزي دنغبر شو قلت تقوم زي ولا بوليتيكا تزري انت توعنا منم لو تخيل سر عادي كان حزب خاطركم بال عاوز رخبكا مدرك يجدي اميدا تግራይ مخاده يدليون عند أمريكا تنبر أبغى خازني أمهارية تزارواي يقول أو إيرترا تزارواي زني أبغى كزار وزروات له دعلا نقول له قصب تملس له نسم سب كوينم تملس زاروا خالو زيت تملس له بخنا تايل إيرز سنزرة إدكات سنزرله إيز تقوسه جنبارو تلو تاو يقتلك أو يتقتله أزي غير كايمبر نسخان هاي سلا زقون كاس لازم من كاس لتمساسل كاين حسب كونه كاي قلن يجدي قال يسوق يجدي تقرأ زي خرطو تقرأ تخيل تنحرد لك هون تصبو كيلو تقالسو شكرون أبزل لك هاي مدرخون قالسي معلتاو أو عد أمريكا زنبرس أمهارك يقط أمريكا ወይ ወዲ خالي زيقطه مكاي تعلنا ناي بعلها اكزيستانس زقرحن زربا زي زارب سب غاطي مكاي يفلت نعون نصا محلفت وخنكا كم دلا يكون تقدرلك تقالس يكون كان زل ስለዚህ ቃል ሰብ ዘ ኣብዝርኸብካየ ነው زاربك خلو انت حماقت له حرا يكون ግዛዕኩን ከማ ሓሰብ ሓደ ሰብ ንባዕልኻ ጠጠው ክትንሕርኪ ኢልካ ንባዕልኻ ንሕረኽቢርካ ድማ ንሱ ስፕሬድ ዝገብር ናተኸበርካ ትኸይድ ንኻሎ ተኸብር ዳ እምበር ባዕልኻ ንሕረኽተብ ደህካ እንታይ ሞይቱ ዘረባ ጥራሕ አይኮን ኣብ መዓልታ ህይወትና ንረክብ ኢና እኒው ኣፈውፂኦም ደገፍቲ ግዛዕ ዝኾኑ ምቕንጫርካ ገደልካ እቶት ብሎ እንታይ ከምስ ካባኻ ሕሹስ ንሱ ንዓኻ ክዛረበካ مننت انتاينت زي فلك مدرو دقالان زعما فزعما تعاري كمي غير يبرك تግራዋይ ኮም ካትኮን ዝግበክ ካብ ናይ ካሊ ሰብ ድማ ናይ ባዕልኻ ትግራዋይ ሰብ ሓግዝ ትግራዋይ ናትካ እሱ ሓውቃ ናትካ ዕብዮ ትግራዋይ ናትካ ከምዚ ጌርካ እንትኸርካ ይጠቅመካልካ መርሓዩ ከምልካ ተስተኻኸሉ ከምዚ ጌርካ ክትዕወት ትኽእል የግድ ሁሉ ከርካ ቃታ ሰሓ ማለት ይኮን ሁሉ ክላሽን ኮተኳስ ሆነ ይኽእል كل بوليتيكانيا خوني ببتخلو مدرخ ببتخلو مجدي نتقراونات كاختعوت تصعب تقراونات كان زي حفر يكون كبر من النتكا ما تمثل تفتنكا ارتات بحال تسنعش كون تفتنكا كون ايكون كان اينات كان بصورة حزي ارتراز بهذا لما مدري تجارو ناي تجارو رسي عدنا ناي ابدي امصي وزني معاك عقلت كابد دي خمس خايتو كابد دي خاص لازم تخايو هو تمياتنا تغاغي مسيلوم تقالو نصانت ارترا غدا زي دغفاي يبلو نير تغاغي نصانت تغارو بحال يقول نصانت ارترا هون قالس نصانت تغارو بحال يقول بتخكل ون نصانت تغارو يتغ እቶም ፈቆደ በረኻ ዝተረፉ ብሄረተኛ ተጋሩ ንትግራይ ክብሉ እዮም ሓይሎም ዝወጡ ጀጋኑ ስለ ዝኾኑ دحر ترميسو ابي تبقى تبالا بيرترا تبالا كلتي تحميس تري لازم تقراونتنا اي ناي تقراي نصانت يقدم تغوزي تري بيساس افورق مطالع زخونه ابي تبقاون بتمناينا مرحت مطالع زخونه نصانت تقراي ايو تبتينو تري نوزينا نملس نصا هاجره تقراي او عباي تقراي له حلم عباي تقراي واي نات هو عارف تا مدري ارترا تبحال زنيخا قعقلت مسي من يبعل وانا نسخن عهات الحقيري مو نسخن صعب على وانا خان كان خالي نار ما خاف تنبر بهوتنا هالو تقرا نادي ما يخنبر نانبع ريلي اوكي سلازي نحنا بتزلع كله تدميو تقططو تطفو طفات كان زمنه تطفو كومو غيركا يزفتح عين كان زطفا عينو هتطفو بجا خان عيني تطفلي حنت كو غرفلي لك سللمنكا حنت يغرفلك يطفا انسو سب اي كوينكا سرعاتيكا تطو مسولكا ሁሉ يخرك سب اي كوينكا سب النت يدليو نتزارو بغبر توعل كون كتلل كمتم عرر تقبلوا زنيو ياتات مال عرر بنبارو تقبل جاغام سوت سلو سب سر سلو سد ود سدي سب كوينو كا عندركلو مدر بانا سلكا خطر يبلكا سلسي تقالس مال قالسي يغدي ميداكتور تتورد صبغي انا يتخيده بل انا بعليك ورد دللو كنورد كلها ግን ምን ታይዝ ቃል ሰልኩ حاسب አርግን ይድል በይዛ አዴታትና ተቆ በይዛ አህዋትካት በይዛ ንኡሳት መናእሳት ንቆውን ማለት ንሱ ድማ ዴይዋን ሕዚያት አማ ዓልታው ውዕለካ ካብ ሕዚያት ስለዚህ ንኸጥቡና ንዝመፁ ምንም እንለማመፀል ምክንያት አይደል ምንም ናዓተም ክነርድ እንደخمل ምንም ምክንያት አይደል ኦሬዲ ጦርን ጋሻን ሒዙ ከጥፈካ ይመፀል يس ትምክቶ ዝበት ዘውጦ ዝጠፍ ተጥፎ እና ለመንካ ዝመጽ ነፃነት ሓርነት የለ ነው ዝምድር ኔሮ ይፈልጥ ማን ይጅግና ገሩ ወይሳስ አፈወርቂ ሓደ ባዕኻ አረጊት من ينزم بسوازني زين ساعتهم سب ذل خالي زي مسلم من سلن احنا زحفرنا من يتبعوا بهال مدري انا وغرو قعقلت سب غيرو وشتنا نحنا سلا زي تكر حزب نعتم نكتون نقل نحنا سلا تنكرنا ترى نسعرهم ينادو كلهم حزب كل تشعب زارهم قرص يبولوتي إني أفتو أم ندرس إني أونسي أكتب بايتا زنيها كلنا information نساعد نقوهم مشات ندك أصحابي إذا حد رزلو صنع التجاري قاود يوم زي خوينا ملمنا نرسنا قفالا لنا قبأس فترة ما بليز أسمعوا أيدلنا ألا بالتفلالي ما قديد مثلا إيش شرا كان نرسنا خطب على كلام في خوينا تفلالي عادي يبكو أرجع خالص يا أخي بالدليل
ما بقى ثانك يو بتعمي إحنا يلنا يا خن بو خن تعالنا حيزي حساب كالي حاطرت لي قاخت قال صديقه اذروايز موزيكا من هي خدر فيها سربي لي ያው አቀራዋ ጊዜም ጽቡቅ ድምጽ ሰምዕና ናይ ዝመሽረፈት እዚዩ አፕዴት ክንገብር ስለ ዝኾና ተረፈ በቃ ያው አይ ቲንክ እዚህና ኢልና የና
ቴንክ ዩ
እና ታንክ ዩ እዚያ ሒዝ ወጣት ያ ናይ ገብሩ ያ
ኦኬ
ያው አቀራዋ ጊዜ
አርዩና ስረት ትግራውነት ሰማይ حضرون عير حريرو ህዝባዊ ኩናቱ ግድን ያዓወቱ ንምክት ንዕወት ወለ ትግራውነት
تعال درفي
لا
معك درفي
زين حيز غلطور هي أرطوالسي
اوكي
تعال مسجل مرت يا
وعملت عارفه اللي هو لك
سمعت يا ورقة؟
ጥቡቅ ዓመት ገሎካ ያን ገዲ ጣም ገበዚ
Oh yeah, thank you በቃሞ ንረኸብና thank you አጋይሽና ከምዚገርኩም ሳና ምስታፍኩም ይغنيልናና ያው መልስና خنا ቅርወይና እና አረያው ኩሉ ግዜ ተሐቅነት ይዛረብ ስለዚህ ተም ሓደ ኤርትራውያን ካን ይስተይ ፍከራ ጅምረለው ትጎንና እና 550 ንቆጽረኩም እና ደሓንቶም ጥያት ግን በስነ ስርዓት ንዑ نهزقهم ون كم تقرأ يصرح زلا صرحوا
خازجر مكة تم إرتراز بعضلو تم قنع زلا تجارينا من حساب ولا مني عندهم بقلباتو تتقرأوا اليوم بفلا قال كومنت فترة لها تقرأ تقرأوا أي ناكاي ولا كاس نوع تاعكم زغونة يجد بقى إرتراز زي كونكم عندي يحجزوا والله ما لازم تعمل قرمك لازم تعمل لبما تجوهم نحن نوقع زلنا إذا حشكرت إليان زغونة حماق سرعات إساياس إرترا وكيل زقبرو زلو دا أمبر أنتم تقاروا إنا تولو خكلن تقاروكم تقاريكم يكون كلان وهابتن كالكالتن كوني بعالتكم تقاريكم تقالسون لهم كبرنا عقاتوا يدباخوا لكم لليه بون الرداء
إسايا بكا بالو تحن حدارو يا نيرنا قرأتي هابلنا thank you so much
جاوبت
ماشي يا نيرنا بكا زيا سايبر بارتي راينا نيرنا يا ودحن حدارنا بلنا بزيا مستناوت لنا